Okay, I'm recording now.
Oh God. I
Uh,
think that's supposed to be a Kratos tattoo, but it's
he's
hard to tell.
beautiful.
He is
Love it.
beautiful. Uh,
Stone.
Man, you guys are making this way more fun than I thought it was gonna be. I thought this was gonna turn out to be kind of slow and painful, and here we are.
yeah,
You've
who would have
obviously never
thought?
played D&D before.
It's
Oh,
also
I'm
going to be painful.
uh, degree of pain fairly minimal actually, but okay. Is everybody in? Does everybody have a character sheet? Can everybody be their character? Does everybody have the right character?
My Z layering is
My
wrong.
character seems to be a sheep golem.
I have my rat character.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm making it up. I'm making it up.
I'm dying. Please kill me.
I would appreciate if Crowcast should be Z layer above Darius, but I'm not sure how it should.
That's just that's
Again
easy.
in English.
The
Z-
layering.
He means click the Cribcast Junior. Right click and set to bring to front.
Okie dokie. Bring to front. I will do that on our actual map too. So
Yes.
actually, in fact, give me a minute. I will go do that on our map.
We need another screenshot. Save the sheep. Oh my god, this is glorious.
Sheep is obviously a magic user and a powerful one at that.
Okay. So I have one more request for you guys. Well, actually, one request and one warning.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I heard the word warning.
The warning is you will see walls, you can pass through walls because I could not get the walls to function correctly in time for the one shot. So if you see a wall, pretend it's a wall. That's my one request. One warning, actually. And one request is I'm having trouble with everybody's voices and I'm not seeing who's talking. So if you hear me ask, who are you? It's not because I don't like you. It's because I'm having trouble telling the difference. And that's been, I've worked a call center for 10 years and I couldn't tell anybody's voices apart. So it's not you, it's totally me.
Can I?
No problem on my side. Absolutely
Apparently
no
you're just
problem.
Steve.
Brother, if I do a voice like this, can you tell that it's Krat?
Absolutely, I can tell that you're crad if you do that voice. Excellent.
I'll
But just
talk like this from now on.
Right.
Yeah, my voice is gonna go out pretty soon, probably, if I do that.
Absolutely yes.
So just bear with me if it feels like I'm asking you who the heck you are for the 70th time. It's not because I don't like you. It's not because of anything. It's because I'm having trouble telling the difference.
Okay. You
only the
probably
69th
want to
time.
know, you probably want to know which character we are, right?
I have a cheat sheet, so if you tell me anything about yourself, name and roll 20, character name,
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
I am from Austria.
Which one of
Cornflakes.
Austrian.
Cornflakes.
Read.
Cornflakes is Austrian.
What's it like? You like Austria?
I don't know anything else, but it seems to be pretty nice.
Probably better
Damn
than
it,
you.
now I want to draw
Remember,
more.
Austria is
Yes.
the country that no longer lets art students be flunked.
Has random kittens you can pick up and take home, so that's a win.
I went to Israel a few years ago, and they had like a kitten overpopulation problem. So you'd walk outside and kittens.
Kittens!
I would totally live there just for the kittens. Okay. Is everybody ready to get started?
Of course not, but we'll do it
Okay.
anyway.
Okay, I'll refrain from drawing horns on the sheep, okay?
Did
You
you just say
can
what? You're drawing porn on the sheep?
Horns!
Oh, okay.
The sheep
The
is not
devil
horny enough.
horn.
Freudian slip. That's
So while
what it was.
while you continue drawing, let me set the scene for you guys. All right.
Absolutely.
Continue with your art though. Don't let me stop you. You're doing beautiful. It's amazing.
One thing in advance. Thank you for the troubles, and I'm
Yes,
sure it
thank
will go
you.
fine.
You know, I really want to try this. My background is primarily written role plays, and usually, I've been a DM, I've been a player, but there's been no dice of any kind, and everybody's sort of been responsible for like their own downfalls and successes. So I'm coming from a perspective of everybody knows how to play fair. So we'll see how this actually goes. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Pratt
So
looks
you-
at the text and he finds a +5 Great Maul of killing. It slays anything it touches.
Potentially.
See, I know how to play fair. I know how to play fair.
So give me a second, okay? So you guys are a party of seasoned adventurers. You have seen everything from existential horror to the most adorable cuteness you could have ever witnessed, all right? But on this lovely afternoon, you arrive at a small sleepy town of Oakheart. It's located just off the main traveling road, kind of situated in this hilly region of the country. It's idyllic, you know, green grass, fields, nice little houses. It's small. It hardly rates better than a village. So if you look at Oakheart, you're gonna it's gonna feel kind of small, like, you know, a couple hundred people live here maybe, and most of them are farmers, and half of them probably don't know how to read or write. There's a single dirt path that kind of crawls its way through the town. Most of the dwellings you see are single-story, tiny shops. The road is like a so-called road. It's barely dirt. You hope the mud doesn't get on your shoes, type of thing. There's a small town square. There's a tavern at the farther edge of town. There's tiny stalls on the streets. And while you can purchase things with money, if you were for some reason wanting to purchase things, they would rather prefer chickens than your coin. Also at
Wait,
the
do they just use chickens as their entire currency?
no, they like trade. So not just
Can we
chickens.
sell clink?
Before or after roasting?
So my first question to you is, how do you all feel about slavery? I need you to ponder this for 5 minutes, and then after how you feel about slavery, how will you get Clink to submit to that? Ponder that even longer. Come back to me when we're done.
I was just thinking cooking, not.
So at the edge of town, there's also a 2-story home. You can see it as you're wandering about. It looks bigger than the rest, so you can kind of take a guess that somebody important might live there. What you'd also see is that nearly every signpost, every wall, like anything that you can nail something down to, has a poster. And the poster has these pictures of cute little red-eyed sheep. And the posters proclaim that visitors and locals alike should avoid upsetting these sweet-natured friends of humanity.
Oh,
So you're
God,
gonna see
guys,
it.
let's turn around.
All right. So you, the party of adventurers that has seen everything, makes its way into a tavern, and that is where our adventure is going to begin. So I'm going to switch us over to a different screen. This may or may not work.
Someone screenshot the
Oh,
last
yeah.
one. Sorry.
Do your screenshots. Finish up whatever you want, and then tell me when you're ready. Everybody good?
Yep.
You are beautiful. I love it. I'm actually seeing it on Magus's screen. All right. So hopefully, go to the top left corner of the screen, and you are in a tavern. You should already have your tokens, and you should be able to move them. I pray. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So as you can see, you can walk through walls. I just realized that you shouldn't be able to walk through walls. Sweet. So let me tell you a little bit about the tavern. All right. As you walk in, the smell of freshly baked bread permeates the room. There's a busy barkeep serving drinks from behind the counter. You can see that there's actually 2 barkeeps, and you wonder why one of them is an orc, but you may ask later if you want. There's a maid that's refilling drinks. A group of locals are sitting in a corner over talking about a large fish. A menu is drawn on the back wall, drawn because most of these people don't know how to read. You might notice that there's something unusual about the menu. You might need to roll perception to find out what that is. We'll do that in a minute if you want to. There is also a sheep standing at the bar chewing on a fresh carrot and having a discussion with one of the other barmaids. The sheep is bawing, so not necessarily even in English or common. Common is the language of the land, right?
I
Yeah.
think so.
All right. And the menu really isn't impressive in any way, but the food looks reasonable. It smells all right, and that's where our story starts.
Okay.
So-
I will examine that menu since you pointed it out.
Okay.
Seems more like an
yeah.
investigation than perception, unless it's
Well,
like glowing or
well,
something.
she said perception, so you do perception, and I will give you advantage on it because I have.
So here's the thing: if you think it should be
Proficiency.
investigation and you would rather roll investigation, I will not stop you.
Yeah, I don't want to
Oops.
undermine your authority as GM, but I understand you're new. So
And investigation is more looking for clues. Perception is more
Yeah.
looking for the weird shit on the toilet.
Yeah, I think.
This is more
perception
weird.
works.
Okay, so 14 is probably more than sufficient. You notice that lamb isn't actually on the menu. They've got other meats, they've got ale, they've got mead, but nothing that resembles lamb of any kind is on the menu.
Well, let's put it there.
The bartender, whose name I should really have remembered by now, the bartender, whose name is Rhodey, he is a local in this town, and he's actually kind of sullen that he's been doing this job for like the last 30 years of his life, and honestly, by now every drink smells like piss. Gives you a grumpy look and says something along the lines of, "No, we don't do lamb here." This,
I
by
take a
the
look.
way, is the human guy.
I take a look at the menu, take a look at the sheep, and just nod my way. It seems to be okay. It's too strange to really worry about, and nobody else worries, so why not?
The people that are sitting in the corner, the ones that were previously just having a conversation, these 3 guys start giving you strange looks at the mention of lamb. Alright, these 3 people, and I am moving them again. Damn it. There we go.
It's very weird that they're not sitting on seats.
They were sitting on seats probably at one point, but then the lambs used their telepathic powers to push them into the wall.
Alt.
if
Thinking
you hold
telekinetic.
Alt,
See,
if
the
you
way
can-
it
if
works
you-
is the lambs have the ability to
You can
read
hold down Alt
minds,
when you go,
and
that
as
won't
soon as
snap
the
to do it.
lambs realize that
Also,
you're thinking something negative about
I
them,
cannot
they can
see
kill you
Krat,
with a thought.
Testrat,
That's it.
or Bob the
You're
Builder's
gone.
name.
So everyone's like terrified out
I
of
can
their
only
ways.
see mine, Krivkash, and Darius's.
if you want to put them back on their seats, hold Alt so you can move them independently of the grid.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I slowly go walk over to the 3 guys in the corner, and if they don't seem to don't like that, then I'll take a seat and ask, "Hey, there's a sheep at the bar. That seems normal? What's going on?"
I would
I'm
argue
sorry.
that it seems abnormal.
You're talking to the 3 patrons over here, correct?
Yep.
So the female patron, whose name is Bo, turns over to you, and I will try to make her turn here.
Wait, like Bo Peep?
Yes.
Potentially.
There are
So she
memes.
So she turns to you and she says, "Of course it's normal. Why would you think otherwise? Why wouldn't a perfectly upstanding sheep want to get something from the local tavern? I mean, it is afternoon and this is a good time to get drunk."
Well, the thing is, this is the first place, or actually the second place, where I saw this happen. So for me personally, it's kind of unusual.
And in the first one, there were also sheep golems. So
Yes, but test truck wasn't there.
yeah, I was.
Yeah, I've seen everything. This is kind of normal.
She
It's
tells
just
you
another
that
sheep town.
she says you guys are adventurers. I'm assuming you've seen everything there is to see. Surely this must be normal in other towns.
I grab Testrak by the back of the collar and I pull him away and I say, "Yes, it's normal. Testrak, quit talking to the locals. They'll get us into a quest or something, and I don't want to be cuddling sheep all day."
Unhand me, you brute.
Robert
You-
pulls out a dried lamb steak and starts gnawing away at it.
One of you notice that the white sheep seems to have stopped eating its carrot and is leaving. Is leaving the establishment. Like maybe it's a little concerned about you. There's a little bit of concern going on from the sheep's perspective.
Way to go, Bob.
It's Robert, not Bob.
Oh. Bob is not short for Robert?
Robert is not short for Bob, no.
No, he's short because he's short.
Okay,
My name is Robert, and Robert is my name.
If anybody is listening to the conversation in the corner here, I'm gonna try and ping it. Hang on. All right, there we go. If anybody's paying attention to the conversation here, you might be overhearing that the orc bartender is grumbling that this is the third time this week he's been woken up in the middle of the night, and he is annoyed. He yawns. He wants to go back to sleep, and he's got this horrible Welsh accent. So understanding him is a feat in and of itself.
Welsh orc. That sounds like. Yeah, my new headcanon for orcs is they're just Welshmen.
Oh, God.
Just unclean. They're not even green, they're just unclean.
So they like to bang sheep?
Yep.
Alright, then we are definitely not welcome in this town.
Yeah, maybe we should go to the next town.
Yeah, guys, maybe
At
we
least
should
there
go
we
to
can
the next
refill
town.
my lamb stash.
I'm starting to get really concerned.
Test truck is still arguing with Krat to be left alone.
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna do an athletics check against you to see if I'm able to pull you away from the people.
Do I have to counter roll or something?
Oh yeah, do that. Counter roll. Let's see if I can drag you. I'm just gonna drag you out the door.
Athletics, right?
Yep.
Crash sees a
Oh,
tug of.
I drag Testrak out the door.
Well, I
No
see that
talking to the locals. They'll give us a quest.
that both Krat and Testrak are partaking in a tug of Tesh, and I decided to get in on it.
Ah, cool. Tug his collar from the other direction. We tug him into two pieces. I'm so sorry. No, I'm not. I'm not sorry, Testrak. I'm not sorry. at all.
What the hell is wrong with you all?
We're fighting over him.
Robert pulls out his hand crossbow and shoots a bolt into the floor right at Krat's feet. Sit down, shut the fuck up, and eat some lamb, bitch.
Roll to see
And
if
he
you
throws
miss
a
me.
lamb steak. Okay.
So you guys sit down and eat some lamb? It's
Yep.
not on the menu, guys.
It's from my backpack. I have dried lamb. Because I have dried all sorts of meat in there.
All right, so that roll isn't high enough to actually hit me. So I think you just hit me in the foot.
I was shooting at the floor, and the floor
Well-
doesn't have an AC, so I guarantee a hit.
You
He
rolled
Yeah,
really low,
absolutely-
so it hit.
At the mention of the word lamb, Pretty much everyone in the tavern gives you these shifty-eyed looks, like they would prefer you not mention that word in public.
Scoot away from them.
Silence of the Lambs?
Silence some lambs.
Maybe we should go silence some Oh dear.
Unhand me, you green oaf.
There's something happening outside.
There is indeed something happening outside. The little white sheep went to get the help of the city guards because it felt threatened. Monsters! Look at this little
Alright,
cutie.
Bloodbath time.
I scoot a little further away.
Everybody roll for initiative.
Don't anybody roll for initiative yet, unless you guys have started a fight. Have you started a
Well-
fight that I don't know about?
Let's have a
The
let's have
city
a
guard
vote.
turned
Who
up,
votes,
so I
who
think we
votes
have.
should who votes we should fight the city guard?
Let's just start it.
Wow, what a roll.
Robert always gets a surprise round. Wait, they all moved really strangely there when you rotated them.
The rotation in Roll20 is amazing. I'm in love with how it does not work.
Can you rotate them again? Because it was so weird.
Yes, give me 2 seconds. I will rotate them again for your viewing pleasure.
That is so cool.
Seems legit.
They're dancing.
Stay in formation. Stay in formation.
The tiny little extra bit of latency between them is amazing.
I like
Really?
I like how tiny they are.
The little guys are like options in a space shooter.
Yeah.
Isn't that what gnomes are supposed to be anyway? You just attach them to a chain and fling them at people.
You have a gnome.
This is a
You might.
Noma. Not a bowler, but a
sounds-
Noma.
Sounds like Kratos. He has these two chains, one strapped to each arm, and at the end of each is a gnome.
A gnome with a battle axe, like a little battle axe.
So
Definitely.
the
You
guards are
call it
standing.
the blades of gnome. All right, the guards are what?
The guards are standing outside. They haven't entered yet. They appear. They have that concerned look on their face, but they're not quite ready to cause any trouble. So, your call.
Robert's going to hold on to his initiative roll just in case they don't try anything, because that was a good roll.
You're welcome to hold on to that initiative roll. You'll have to remind me that you did it.
I'll only hold on to it as long as we're in this sort of area and scene.
All right,
If we get out of nearly combat mode, we'll drop it.
Is the giant axe man gonna come in?
They don't look like they're gonna come in yet. No.
All right. Well, if they don't come in, then we don't need to mess with them. So, seems fine to me. I don't see the problem.
Order beer. Order
Yeah.
beer.
Could
I
you
order-
stop
I
moving
order some
around?
fried herring.
You're still holding me.
Okay, Rhodey the bartender checks his menu. There is definitely something that appears to be a fish on the menu. So,
Is
Hang
it
on a sec.
dried and smoked?
And hearing.
brings over this thing.
Oh, oh.
That's
Yes.
a 10-foot fish.
How much do I have to pay for this beautiful monstrosity?
How much is the fish?
The bartender gives you guys. He kind of looks you over, seems to think about it for a second, and says, "As long as you don't mention anything about the thing that must not be named, you're welcome to have the fish for free. It is in fact smoked, and it is in fact herring."
So as long as I do not mention anything about the thing
herring.
that must not be named on these premises, I can have the fish for free.
That is absolutely correct, he
All right.
says.
Now, what constitutes these premises? How far away from the outer walls would we say I have to be before I talk about the thing that must not be named? Would it be
Voldemort?
5 feet, 10 feet?
He says inside the tavern is where the thing that must not be named must not be named.
All right, sounds good to me. I take
Still
the
eat it,
fish, stick the whole thing in my mouth, and I start going outside.
Rest of the party thinks this could work.
We just lost narwhals.
Oh no. Okay, let's give him a chance to come on back. There he is.
There he is. Okay.
Whoops.
So, with the fish hanging and dangling from my mouth by the tail, I go outside. What seems to be the problem? What seems to be the problem, gentlemen?
The guards are puzzled and a little nervous now because they see a tall gentleman. He looks like he's carrying, and correct me if I'm wrong, battle axes.
Nope.
What are you carrying?
I have a pole hammer.
He seems to be carrying.
I also have a cape, a black and red cape, and I have this dark helmet that glows red at the eyes.
And is currently
So they
clothed
see
with
a
fish.
giant man with a pole hammer in a billowing cape with glowing eyes, and he's got a ginormous fish. This is not the sort of thing they have trained for. Okay? So-
To
I'm
be fair,
moving
saying that they've
outside.
trained is probably a bit generous.
I
As I
grab the
understand
other.
it.
I'm moving outside. I grab the other end of the fish and rip it out of Krat's mouth.
No, I kick Testrak to keep him from stealing my fish. It's my fish.
the fish breaks up in two. There are
No,
now
it doesn't.
fish guts
Wait,
everywhere.
Wait, that's an animal handling check. Handle your animal.
It's my fish. Let's see you beat that.
Oh, God damn it, not again.
Okay. Each of you has half of a ginormous fish. The smell of herring is now permeating everywhere. You all smell like herring.
All right, I turn to the officers, looking very, very cross because that was my fish. He stole half my goddamn fish. What the fuck, dude?
Nobody
What's the
understood
problem,
you.
officers? I'm just in here trying to enjoy my fish. It's a free country. If I want to talk about lamb, I should be able to. I don't recall seeing any laws that said I couldn't.
Okay. So before, when you were discussing the fish, the officers, or the guards in this case, they were just kind of looking at you, and they said a little, like, why are you causing a scene kind of look. Kind of chilled out still, Then you said the word lamb, and their eyes narrow. And
My eyes narrow too.
tallest of the three says, know the rules in this town. The
I
rules
don't
in
know.
this town are posted on the walls. The mayor
I
has
can't
mentioned
read. I don't have to follow those rules. I can't read.
All right, I will tell you the rules, and I will tell you once, and then I think, like any adventurer, you should follow the rules of the town where you've arrived.
Can I roll intimidation to try to intimidate him into leaving me alone?
Right.
Do I get to use the Dino's House rules where I roll strength for intimidation, or do you want me to do the regular intimidation roll?
Why don't we use strength, since I'm pretty sure you would be scary on the basis of you're a giant and your eyes are glowing red.
All right, then in that case, I'm going to use my once-a-day charisma check to try to charisma advantage to try to get them to shut up and fuck off.
That's a charisma advantage, not a strength advantage.
Oh, it's intimidation advantage.
There you go.
Why did you roll two things? Is there some bizarre reason for that?
My helmet lets me once a day use advantage on an intimidation check.
Got it. So we're gonna take the 20. You are the most intimidating person the guards have seen. Their eyes bulge. They put away their weapons and they back up a couple of steps. The sheep, which was standing behind you, over here, let me ping him, is so intimidated it runs the other direction at top speed.
Damn
Leaving a little pile of pebbles behind.
It's because the herring was so large.
Robert, Crash, Darius, would you guys like to? You guys look like you're kind of hiding back there. Everything okay?
Robert's just having a snack from his dried meat pouch.
I'm watching. I'm not going to get
Probably a
involved until I
smart
need to.
idea.
Crash is just having a drink.
Krat's like, damn straight, and he takes a big bite out of his raw fish. I'm guessing it's raw.
Right.
It looks kind of raw. It doesn't look smoked.
It's smoked.
Okay, it's smoked. I take a big bite out of that fish.
Test
Damn
truck
straight.
stands at the corner and sighs
Yeah.
deeply.
At the sound of Krat intimidating the guards, the tavern, the barkeep looks over at all the all the adventurers that are still in the tavern, and he looks cross with them. He looks like he's no longer happy that they're there, and he doesn't want their money anymore. The three people in the back, the patrons, are now whispering dramatically that there's gonna be trouble to be had.
We knew this was going to happen.
Oh, it happens every time we go to a new town. You eat a herring and you scare the locals. It's kind of just the thing we do.
It's tradition.
It is.
And clearly, these people here are terrified of sheep. So what we need to do is rescue them from their sheeply oppressors.
Well, the other option is we could do what we normally do with a tavern and burn it down.
I'm worried about that barkeep standing in that magic circle and looking angrily at us.
Yes.
That is in fact somewhat concerning. Yes.
Robert pulls
I'm
out his
going-
hand crossbow and says, "Back away from the magic, bub."
I'm going to examine the magic circle. on the
Arcana?
of Arcana.
Yeah, I'd say Arcana.
Sleepy.
Okay.
I distance myself from these maniacs.
Doing some meow meows.
That's a good roll. But is it good enough?
Okay, so I apologize. When Robert, you're the one that wanted to do. Darius, you did the Arcana check. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, this is where I'm not gonna play by all the rules. I apologize, but
Don't tell us when you're not going to play by the
Yeah,
rules.
don't
Just
tell us
don't
when
do
you're
it.
not gonna. Just
Okay.
don't tell us.
don't
You're the
tell
do
you.
DM. Anything he says goes.
All right. So Darius examines the circle. It is definitely a strange circle on the ground. It's not. It's doing something. The barkeep does. There's something happening to the barkeep. You're not totally sure what, but it looks like he's chosen to do this thing. And the other patrons are starting to look concerned that he's entered the circle. They've kind of backed away. You watch as the barkeep gets bigger, and I forgot what makes them not. There we go.
His face looks cute and happy.
The fish does look cute and happy. So, what
So
you
this is
do
how they got
notice.
a large fish.
So what you do notice, Darius, is that the barkeep seems stronger now. He is, his eyes are glowing just as red as any sheep's, and his voice booms when he says, "Leave the tavern. I don't want any trouble, and you people are trouble."
I left the tavern before I caused trouble. I stuck to our agreement.
I'm
This
backing away
barkeep is
even
a
further.
swindler and a cheat. I say we burn his tavern down.
He gave you free fish.
Yeah, but then he went back on his agreement to let us have the fish for free without any problems, no questions asked. If we just didn't utter a certain word on his premises, we left the premises, we uttered the word, he still kicked us out. That's bullshit, and I'm calling it.
You scared the guards, which means you're causing a disruption in the town.
I run over and kick
But
Krat.
not in the tavern.
Shut up.
You kick. Who said that, and who did you kick?
Test truck. I kick Krat.
Ow!
Hashtag kicks do you want to roll for whether
I'm
you
gonna say-
actually?
I'm gonna say
It-
it hits. It hits.
Okay. Test track hits
Oh.
Krat.
What was that for?
Shut up.
Eat.
Hold your mouth. Eat your fish. Don't talk.
I grumble and take a big bite out of the fish and look very, very angry as I grumpily chew my fish.
There's a beggar that's sitting right over here. I don't know if you guys can see him. He comes up closer to you, and I'm gonna.
If you want to
flip-
bring our attention to something, you can shift ping, and that'll bring draw everyone's attention to that particular spot.
Shift ping. Hang on, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so a homeless beggar who's been sitting outside the tavern up until this point looks at you guys and says, "You're really strong, aren't you?"
I glare at him. That's all I say.
Headstrong, perhaps. Yes.
And you
That's funny,
fought
Fox.
and you fought off monsters before, haven't you?
Some, yes.
His voice becomes a whisper, and he says, "I think this town might need your help."
Yeah, fuck that. They've screwed us over. We're gonna screw them over.
Is there
I go
anyone?
over to the beggar, throw him 2 silver coins, and say, if they need help, they should say so. But so far, it doesn't look like they want help.
The beggar takes the coins. He sticks one in his mouth and tries to bite it. God forbid if we only know why. And then he says, "They're all too afraid. Sometimes fear prevents us from doing the things we need."
All right.
Maybe we could just eat the bigger.
Is there
I
anything?
always
cannibalism.
Is there
I
anything in it
also
for me to
kind of
throw?
nudge my head in the direction of the guards, subtly.
I'm sorry, can you say it again?
I'm subtle. Is that
Huh? Subtly?
He's suddenly
subtly? Yes.
nodding his head in the
Nudge.
direction of the guards.
Yes.
The guards look back at you and
So that the beggar sees that, but the guards should not. Implying that the guards are still in listening range.
Ah, okay. So the beggar keeps his voice down as low as he can. At this point, the guards have had enough of you. They've gotten over some of their fear, and I think they're ready to cause a little damage. They're annoyed.
Oh man, what did I do the intimidation roll for then? Oh, that sucks.
You held them back for a while, but now you're talking to one of the dissidents in this town.
I should
So
never
now-
have stopped glaring at them.
This is gonna be. So this is a momentary timeout. This is gonna be a battle. I'm gonna try to start initiative.
Oh.
God help us all.
Yay!
There is
You
Robert.
guys?
Keep it.
If everybody else wants to roll intimidation, or I'm sorry, initiative. Yeah, intimidation. I am gonna add
Intimidation for initiative.
these folks
Oh
to the.
God!
Oh, God.
Oh, that
Wow,
sucks.
I'm probably at the end. Oh, got 2.1. What's wrong?
Wow,
Oh,
test
God.
track.
Well, Grant at least is pie.
We got some bad initiative.
I
To be
didn't-
honest,
Bad initiative rolls.
my initiative rolls for until now always were bad.
Robert's going to
Alright.
shoot the little demon man who's standing in the circle.
Wait, we're killing him too. The little demon clown.
This guy
We
is that.
started a fight with the town. We may as well murder them all.
A
Now
moment.
hold on there, Robert. We're not murder hobos.
Just
Well,
be-
yeah,
it-
fair enough.
It is
That
Robert's.
prevented me from being me.
Okay, Robert, I just want to clarify. You are discussing this guy, correct?
Correct. He
Okay.
got himself bigger as a threat, and now there's a fight starting, so I'm going to end the threat.
Wait, is he actually in? He's not actually. Oh, he is. He
Yeah,
is in the
that's what I
initiative.
had to put him in. So hang on while I roll for you killing. Oh my God. Okay.
Did he just
If
roll
I
like a
knew how to
24?
type. No, not quite that good, but good.
So how do we know which tiles, which squares these people are on?
Snap them into the grid, and then they're the big ones are 2x2. So you can
Yeah,
guess.
so
Oh, it's like that. Okay.
yeah, so if they are not snapped to grid, I will just snap them to grid. So they're right there. And which one?
So
Oh.
this guy is like a giant or something.
This guy? Yeah.
This guy-
The
So-
barkeep.
Well, not the barkeep. I'm talking about the guy
Oh.
outside with the axe.
So the guy outside with the axe is the leader of the city guard, which this isn't much of a city, so there's not much of a guard. He one of his great grandparents was in fact a giant, so he is in fact taller than a normal person. He swings for a lot more, but unfortunately he also seems to have gained the intelligence of a giant, which turns out is, for at least his family line, was fairly minimal. So sometimes he's not as smart as we might expect a guard to be, and occasionally he can be bribed.
Which is interesting because we don't usually expect guards to be smart.
Hmm.
Well, the guy with the axe over here is probably only slightly smarter than his tall friend. The guy with the shield, though, he knows how to read, he knows how to write. He trains every day. So he's probably a little smarter. His big thing, though, is he's a little uncertain about whether the direction that the mayor is taking this town is the right direction.
It's interesting that we're finding all this out during that our fight start.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm guessing I can probably pay him off then.
You might try it. You have options. I will. You do you.
Well, I'll have to wait for my turn in the initiative, but by that point we'll already be in combat, so I can't really do anything anyway.
Talking is a free action.
It
You
totally.
may decide to try to talk them down before we start the fight.
Okay, I have 50 gold in my pocket, and I'll give it to you if you pretend you didn't see anything.
The other two guards look absolutely upset at the even premise that they can be paid off because, come on, bribes. But the third guy's like, yeah, okay, whatever, and he wanders off.
Does he take the gold first?
Yes, he takes the 50 gold. Sorry, should have clarified. So, Krat, you now have 50 gold less,
Yes, I do.
and you guys have one guard less to deal with. When it comes to his turn, I will just skip it.
I didn't even have to
Okay.
roll persuasion or anything.
Oh, he just.
I mean, if you offer enough, right?
Yeah,
Sure,
50 gold is a lot.
It's enough for a
Especially-
single health potion.
Not in this town, remember, they trade chickens.
That's true.
You do have to remember that most
I just want to do a roll
peasants
just to see
earn
how
like
bad
a
it would be.
silver piece a week.
Ow.
Maximum persuade.
Okay.
The
Robert,
guy who
would-
took the gold,
Maximum
takes the
persuasion.
gold, comes back and he's like, "Wait a minute, that's a bribe, isn't it?"
No, you persuaded him so well that you can bribe him, but you failed so hard that he is now bribing you.
why don't we give Robert a chance to go? Robert,
Okay,
what would you like?
Since this is going to be becoming a fight,
Okay, before this escalates even further, can I use my own persuasion? I want to talk to them. I want to say, okay, put away your gun, put away your weapons. Something went wrong here. Let's clear this out without bloodshed. I
Alright.
have
Okay.
+4 persuasion, so
Whoa.
Wow, that's pretty nice.
yeah,
not bad.
exactly.
Okay. So the guards look like they're no longer quite so upset. Like they're starting to put their weapons down a little bit. Like they're still not happy about this whole thing, but they're no longer quite ready to just swing at you at first opportunity. And the smaller of the two guards, so this dude right here, says, Look, we're just doing our jobs. You guys are causing trouble in town, for one. And for two, whenever we mention the thing that must not be named, which, by the way, the thing that must not be named is listening in, whenever we mention the thing that must not be named, the mayor does things, okay? Horrible things.
Hmm.
Why don't we eat the mirror? I'm pickish.
Okay, I listen to that guy and say, okay, if that's how this town handles things, then we'll leave. We'll leave you alone, and nobody has to do any bloodshed. We'll
Um,
leave you alone and stand up.
that the beggar that's still standing over here, first of all, he looks a little bit horrified and he says, whispers really, you have to do something. Please. This town won't survive much longer. You have to do something. Um,
I turn away from the beggar and just ignore him.
okay.
Cool.
Chris
So
Gash
are
Jr.
we fighting now or are we not?
Well,
Robert shoots the bartender in the face.
so, I mean, yeah, it depends on what Robert does, I suppose.
Robert puts his bow away. A fight isn't really profitable, even though it doesn't really cost him anything because his arrows are free, they're
It
magic.
cost me 50 gold.
It did.
Yes,
True.
That's true, but that was you being an idiot. Now I can go rob that guy and I can get you 50 gold.
All right, sounds good to me.
The
See why my
bartender,
name is Robert?
Rob.
the
That's why
bartender.
they call you Rob.
Not with your sticky fingers, hun. Yeah,
So-
Rob's a perfectly fine name.
So it looks like the fight has been briefly postponed. I'm gonna keep the torn order, but we're not gonna fight just yet because you guys have de-escalated the situation. Does that seem like a fair assessment?
Mhm.
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the bartender, still about the size, well, he's about as tall as Mr. Guard over here at this point. He comes out. He's over here. I'm gonna turn him over here. And he says, I really don't care like what the guards are saying. I think that everything's fine. The town is great. We're profitable. Obviously we don't provide wool to the world anymore, but we've got other supplies. If people are happy, I think you should be gone. I really think you should pick up and just walk on out of here.
So wait. You don't even provide wool. Wool's
We
like, it doesn't even hurt the sheep shits. You just like cut it off once a week and it's good.
What is this place? PETA?
No. If it was Peter, they'd be murdering the sheep.
That's true. PETA likes to do that sort of deal. So it's halfway to PETA.
Huh.
The bartender has never heard the PETA acronym, so he has no idea what any of you are talking about, but he says really clearly, sheep are friends of humanity. And his eyes are kind of glowing as he says this. It's almost like he's been taught to do this. Like this is by rote. He said it a bunch of times before, and he goes, "The sheep are friends of humanity. We do not touch friends of humanity." Why would you think something like that?
Sheep
then
are
his
friends,
eyes-
not food.
Sheep are friends, not food. Yes, exactly.
Hmm.
Well, he seems to be educated this way, right?
I mean, you don't know what he
Sneak
actually
attack.
thinks. You don't know what he actually thinks. You just know what he's saying.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Can we roll? What's the thing?
Insight?
Insight.
Wait,
Sure, you
whisper.
can.
Who's
I
gonna
whisper
roll
to
insight?
Darius, go destroy the circle.
Who has
I
the best
have
insight?
+2.
I have 0.
So whoever wants to roll insight, feel free.
Oh
Okay.
God!
Does anybody else?
Just think this happened.
Fox, roll insight quickly.
Oof.
Nice.
Okay, whoa.
Oh.
Okay. Testrek and
Criff cut.
gosh, thank you. I will get the hang of this, guys. I swear.
Hey, Corn, you wanna switch your names? Comes up with the player name.
It's okay. So,
Hey.
Krivkash and Testrek get a little bit of insight. It's obvious that this gentleman is not comfortable saying what he just said, but it almost feels like he's required to say it, or maybe there's a compulsion for him to say it. And you kind of, the way his shoulders kind of tense when he mentions that sheep are friends of humanity, kind of suggests that maybe he doesn't think that they are, that he's been coerced into saying this.
Okay, Test
In
Truck
the-
finds this rather suspicious. I fire off a divine sense.
Okay, can you tell me what the divine sense would do under normal?
Basically, I'm looking for evil influences
Can you
and
paste
stuff.
it in the chat?
I think yes. How do I?
It's the little
Look on the speech bubble beside
yeah.
the description.
speech bubble.
Ah.
When you hit a creature with when you
Oh
hit a
no!
creature.
Sorry, wrong. Oops.
Okay, I was gonna say we're not trying to swipe
Oh,
this guy.
No,
Give me a
he's
second.
rolled it now. He's rolled it
too
now.
late.
You have to go
Too
forward
late.
with your bullshit.
Whoops.
Okay.
The only thing in smiting range is crowd, so I can do that if you want.
Smite him with a slap.
It's between you and Krat. If you want to smite Krat, I will not stop you. But
divine sense. I misclicked.
okay. So you want to cast divine sense? Is there anything specific? Can you just say you cast it and it's cast?
Pretty much.
Strong evil isn't registered on his odor of souls.
Okay.
As an action.
So we're not obviously
And
you've
and
de-escalated combat. I'm sorry?
And it doesn't cost me a spell slot. It's
a class resource.
Yes, it's a class resource.
Okay.
I have 3 total. Now I have 2 left. Whoops. And again.
Perfect. You cast divine sense. It does what it's supposed to do. A couple of things ping in your divine vision is what I'm gonna call it. The sheep is clearly giving off something resembling evil. Now it's not like deep, dark, horrifying evil so much as a frustrated, I hate humans kind of sheevil. Yes, beautiful, sheevil.
Oh God.
There's something dark. There's almost this dark aura around the barkeep, but only the barkeep. It doesn't seem to be affecting the guards at all. It also doesn't appear to be affecting the beggar.
What about
There's
the circle?
I'm getting there.
Sorry.
The fish is giving off a little bit of that same aura. Like there's little black tendrils almost coming off of the fish. So Krat, you should really consider your life choices. And there's definitely a dark. Oh, you might have a tummy ache.
What makes it so intimidating?
And there's
Robert knows what to do in situations like this. He's been trained for it.
Could you not?
Robert pulls down his pants, takes a shit. Desecrating the circle.
Robert most definitively desecrates the circle. The circle, in fact, is so desecrated now that it's feeling a little queasy around the edges.
Okay, I nod to the beggar and give him a little look that means, follow me around the side of the building.
Okay, the beggar follows Krat around the side of the building.
I think Krat murders him.
I murder him. No.
Okay, while Krat wanders off doing interesting things to beggars, I stand there and eye the sheep and the barkeep suspiciously. Just doing it.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
I blah blah. Give me a second. That
Oh.
Yes,
Okay.
not I Captain, but I.
So you look
Sheep
at
in the
them.
barkeep.
Yes,
So the
Sheep
sheep
in the bar
doesn't.
sheep.
Sheep isn't doing anything at this point. Standing there, it's eating. It's eating grass. It maybe it's kind of looking at you, but there's nothing about it to indicate that there's trouble. And the barkeep is over here. He's become more normal sized, by the way.
Because
Uh,
you pooped on his circle.
because somebody
I fucking
pooped on
hope
his.
that's the reason.
Me
Did-
too.
Did the
And
poop get enlarged?
Yeah.
no.
Oh.
Actually,
No.
you wouldn't be able to tell. It's Robert.
And he looks tired now. He looks exhausted. Like that made him tired.
Okay.
Did we lose somebody? No. Okay.
Tronsoid, yeah.
Okay. I
Okay.
heard noises.
The sheep is very suspicious. Testrak really doesn't like it, but at the moment there's just no information. I go over and talk to the barkeep. You all right?
The barkeep he's got this. He's his shoulders sag. He kind of says, "Yeah, I think so, but God, what happened?"
Don't you remember anymore? You went kinda giant and aggressive.
Giant? Aggressive? There's only one giant in our town, and he's right there.
Hmm. Maybe we don't want to give evidence of what happened on account of then he'd figure out what's on his floorboards.
Well, he's gonna be cleaning his floorboards for like several hours to come.
Yeah, I want to be out of the picture by then.
I think you might actually have to replace some of them because it's sort of seeping in. It wasn't entirely solid.
Well, the magic's gone. That's all that I care about.
The magic is most certainly gone.
While you guys are chatting, and mind you, you're doing a great job chatting here, but while you're chatting, you hear a blood-curdling scream from right about here.
Where?
know.
Can you shift ping?
Oh, shift ping, thank you. Yes, from right
Ooh.
about here.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
What do you do?
Oh, God.
I leave the tavern at this.
Maybe you Welshmen should stop fucking the sheep. Robert steps outside and tries to get a better look.
I'm too busy
Okay,
talking to the beggar today.
Can I see what's actually happening there? I see that guy, he's apparently screaming, and there's a dog and two sheep around him, but I have no idea what's going on. So I look over, and what is going on?
Sure, I will be. I will.
Okay.
Okay.
Do sheep scream like goats?
Do I have to perception or?
Okay, pause for 3 seconds. I will tell you what's going on. You do not need to roll a perception check.
Okay.
The answer to the other question is, I've only ever heard sheep baa, but I assume they could scream. They do have relevantly flavored vocal
Their
cords.
bars are pretty screamy.
Yeah, so kind of like that. Okay. To answer Testrex, Tesh, you're the one that asked, correct? Or am I confusing you with
Test track.
Okay. So, to answer Testrek's question, if you approach the scene of the blood-curdling scream, what you see is a young girl on the ground. A sheep is menacing her. There's a pair of shears, kind of lying off to the side. A little dog, and this is just a pup. The pup is growling at the sheep as if trying to protect his owner. There's another sheep standing a few feet away. This one doesn't look quite as intimidating as its friend. So hang on, I'm gonna ping. Nope, I'm not gonna ping. This sheep is intimidating. This sheep is somewhat less intimidating. This is a little girl. She's a farmhand, and this is her puppy.
Yeah, I think I've
She's-
seen enough.
She's the one that screamed.
At the intimidating sheep, a repeating crossbow hand crossbow, and then another one.
I guess
Neither
we're
of them
starting
hit.
combat.
Okay, so we are
Well,
at
We just got the
combat.
entire town on us, I think.
Unless her AC is like 7 or lower, that sheep dodges both shots.
So
Are we starting combat now or what?
why don't we
Robert
start
did.
formal combat? There will be more people. I'm gonna redo the combat because obviously we're no longer fighting guards.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so hang on a sec while I clear this thing.
Can we resolve Krat's discussion with the beggar?
Oh, yes. We take a few seconds to return to the Krat and the beggar. Turn order has disappeared. Joy. Krat, how do you feel about this beggar?
I feel like he's a beggar.
Okay, what would you like to do?
Are you gonna taste him? Is he
Yeah.
tasty?
You lick the beggar. He does not
I
appear
didn't
to be
say
tasty.
that. I didn't say that.
You said you wanted to
So-
taste him.
That was Silver. That wasn't me.
Oh, apologies. Okay, Krat, please tell me what you want to do. Mine is Silver.
I just want to find out what he's on about.
He tells you pretty much the same thing that you've already heard. He's pretty
Like,
sure
what do we do to stop it?
Also what you've already heard, but essentially he believes that the mayor is somehow controlling people or is doing something to the town to make them all either like or at least not kill or in any way maim or touch the sheep.
All right, let's kill the mayor. Thank you, good sir.
The beggar still feels like he's been licked.
He does what?
He feels like he's been licked.
But he hasn't been.
It's the power of the magic circle defeation.
Okay.
Now we roll initiative.
Yep, so now we're gonna have an actual fight. I'm gonna turn this dude around. Sorry, I know that looks creepy to everyone. So, the 3 enemies in question are going to be these dudes over here. The girl is not going to be... The girl is not somebody you're fighting. Please don't shoot her. Initiative? I haven't cleared it yet, so that's gonna be kind of a pain.
I thought you already did it.
I was trying to, and then I remembered Krat. Thank you for reminding me that he disappeared off into the
Do we
distance.
keep our old initiative order?
Do I get to keep my 21?
Oh fuck.
If you'd like, do you really want to be first?
Well, I'd rather not be last.
Okay. We can do that. Give me 3 seconds to roll.
That's
for the-
okay. Just don't worry. Don't bother with it. Doesn't really matter.
Robert will simply because he started the combat, and so he may as well lose his first turn from that. 1 second.
Typing is hard. Why didn't anybody tell me that?
What's hard?
Typing.
Stop calling me typing.
Oh.
Poor Crash. He hasn't had he's just been following along. He hasn't had a chance to show off his hammers, right? I mean, I got that
Axes.
right. Axes. Okay. So he hasn't had a chance to show off his axes and his door knockdown skills. Alright. So, let me sort this again.
Yeah, it doesn't look very sorted.
Okay, it looks sorted now.
It's pretty sorted.
Yeah, it's sorted.
Alright.
And guess what? You aren't last.
Oh,
Alright.
So we have the sheep, we have the big guy, and what about the small guy?
The small guy is not part of this battle. He's just standing there. This is more than he has ever been able to handle, and at this point, he's just like, That's it. Above my pay grade. Above everybody's pay grade.
Okay.
Yep. And this sheep over here is just chilling. I mean, he's watching you. It's like he might be taking notes, but he's just like, chewing on the scenery, essentially.
By the way, those sheep should have still been in range for the divine sense. I was standing over here or something.
Really? I thought they were.
No,
It
60
said 60
feet. No,
feet. I
just
measured when
out
it
of
was
range, okay.
when it was current. It said 85 feet, so they weren't in range.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was 60 feet, so I thought they were not in range. My apologies.
Okay. Yeah.
So
60 feet. 60 feet is correct. Yes.
Awesome anime hair of badassery is beautiful. I love it.
Not mine. Not mine.
Okay.
I'm just laughing.
So some of these, as you can see, some of these sheep have names. This guy here is Sweetie Pie. Oh,
died
sorry.
first.
I will tell you the names. This guy is Sweetie Pie. Here, let me ping him. Sweetie Pie. And this guy over here is Sean.
He's dead
Sean.
second.
And the guard doesn't
Sean.
have a name. He's just guard. Actually, no, he's Vegeta. I have officially dubbed him Vegeta. So you're fighting against Vegeta, Sean, and Spikes the Wolf.
This guy's got a Cutie Pie has a target painted on his back.
All right, it's Robert's turn.
Robert.
Silver.
Sorry, the baby's being very clingy. What do you want from me?
I'd like you to do something.
Oh, is it my turn again, or is it just my initial turn?
Seems to be
Because
your
the-
initial turn.
Okay. Well, I did shoot 2 shots at it with my crossbow, and missed both of them. And that was
Okay.
spikes of wool. So my turn was already over.
Alright.
Alrighty.
I would
That's
suggest
That's
Test
why I
drive.
went back to my.
I would suggest Testrak that you pull the fish off of Darius because otherwise he can only fail 3 saving throws or he's dead. He'll suffocate. He's- Darius is going to suffocate under the fish. Okay, there we go.
There's only half a fish.
Please do
You have
not
the other
remember,
half.
we ripped the fish apart a while ago, so there's many pieces of fish, but no whole fish.
And Krat smells suspiciously like herring.
Yes.
I smell like evil fish.
Things.
I mean, it adds to your intimidation for sure. I'd be terrified.
Hell yes. I love
He
fish.
just has an aura of. It's
Okay.
it's actually now an negative effect.
Let me just take a look what I can do. I can do many things, but the sheep and everything are looking at us. They are kind of targeting us, right? Okay. I take a step forward and prepare to smack someone with my warhammer if they come rushing at me. If they try to attack me, I'll smack them.
Okay, but you don't actually attack right now?
No,
No,
he's holding it. He's holding it
I don't trust the situation. This is way strange, but I feel that it's just starting to attack things is not exactly the right way right now. So I wait until they started, and then I'll go down on them.
That's poor choice of words.
Phrasing.
Okay.
Okay.
So next up, it is the Spikes of Wool's turn. Getting to the sheep under the Spikes of Wool is going to be fun. Hang on a sec. I gotta
Click
figure
his
out how to.
nose. Get his nose.
Okay, can I grab him without grabbing the girl? That's going to be the question. No. Darn it.
Just unspike the sheep, please.
Okay. So there's the sheep. It moved a little bit. That's its move action. And actually it's going to sneak a little closer, but still at distance. And then, first of all, it's going to use a free action for a minute, and it's going to say it's going to tell you something. Let me see where it is.
Everyone needs to roll a wisdom saving throw.
So the sheep tells you, look, okay, and it's pointing, it's like nodding at the girl, okay, look, she tried to shear me, okay? How would you like to walk around naked, yeah? How would you feel if somebody took off your clothes and made you walk around dong hanging?
I love it. That would be awesome.
Robert routinely does that. Robert doesn't know what you're smoking.
I think you don't really get who you're talking to. You're talking to 2 orcs, a dwarf, and a dragonborn.
Human.
We all kind of like to walk around with our dongs hanging around. It's
With
My
a dong
name?
party.
The sheep
and if
says,
you're talking, and as far as shaving goes, look at my head. Look at it. I don't have hair.
But
Well-
you have beard. Look at
If you
Testrak,
really
you
don't
don't
want
even
to
have
walk around
beard.
naked, just put some fucking clothes on, you weird fucker.
my
Fucking
wool is my clothing. And
Well,
they
you
keep
could
trying to take it away. And if you think that's not bad enough, the sheep says, my name is Adventurer Arneson, and what do you think that little monkey calls me, huh? She calls me Sweetie Pie. What kind of name is Sweetie Pie?
A loving one.
Oh.
How
Okay,
about you?
you're
How about you
obvious-
have the wool made into clothes?
Her name is what?
Best of
Can you
both
type
worlds.
that?
Yes, I will type it.
See,
Not spell.
I'm
Well,
of the suspicion that these sheeps are actually necromancy.
His first name is
Flash.
Adventurer.
A murder.
Kriv, I'm going to answer your question vaguely offline. You can try to dye the sheep pink, but I have a feeling that will cause the sheep to be very angry with you.
Then it should be Pinkie Pie.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Pinkie Pie.
I,
I never even watched that show, and that was pretty funny.
the sheep looks over at Crash and says, "Daddy? Daddy?"
I did not ask you who your daddy was.
Please save me, Daddy. I don't want them to shear me. I don't want to be naked ever again.
Clearly
Brad,
the
I
sheep
do
are the
believe
horrible
you.
evil.
Take me, Daddy.
Oh God! This is getting too Welsh in here.
Oh, come on!
The weak cunt.
God.
Oh my friggin' god!
This is a male sheep, so yes, it does have horns.
And we're not even drunk.
3 horns, in fact.
So would you say the sheep? Oh yeah. It's like you made the joke.
Oh my god, I have no idea how to react right now.
Murder a sheep. Clearly, that is the answer.
Yeah, I think Krat's out. He's just gonna go talk to the mayor. As long as nobody attacks me.
I'm
Well,
rather
I haven't got
exasperated
to anybody
right
with
now.
one person. Okay, the sheep's turn is done. Now you all know its sordid backstory, apparently. Darius, your turn.
I do not like.
Sorry?
I'm not quite sure. That hostilities are yet inevitable.
Even though Robert's already shot at the bastard.
Well, sure, but like they haven't attacked back.
Bastard.
Yeah.
They have an attack
So,
back.
If
Bah.
anyone,
Bah.
yes, thank you. In the event that anyone makes an attack on a friendly, I will Eldritch Blast them. I'm holding an action.
Alright, sounds good. You want to do anything else? You good?
I'm actually going to just move to get away from those two.
Okay, fair enough.
Talking is a free action, right?
Yes.
Okay. Exasperately, Tashdrug talks back at the sheep, and their first instinct was to attack. You seem smarter than that guy, than that girl. So, what the hell?
It was an affront to my very existence, and yes, I would have attacked her. She deserves it.
And you see why Robert doesn't discuss things with his meals.
Okay.
Is the sheep still going to attack her if we leave?
Yes, the sheep will hurt her if you leave. It will probably gnaw off an arm or two.
Cool.
What is wrong?
That'd be dangerous and torturous because their teeth are rather
Stick
dull.
it to the man, sheep.
Okay. Meanwhile, the guard approaches Testrak. It's his
Let's
turn.
hair.
And he rolls to see if he can swing at him with his hammer, or I'm sorry, axe.
That triggers Testrak's held action, by the way.
Yeah,
He can't. He tries to swing. It kind of gets in the near vicinity of Testrak, but this guy's tall, Testrak is short, and therefore the hammer just kind of goes right over his head. No damage done.
Test track
Okay.
had held action.
I look unimpressed and
Should've,
use
like, triggered
my
before
sword action to bash in his kneecap. Oh, no, there it is.
Does it hit?
Sudden silence.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. We needed a moment of clarification. Okay, so Testrak was holding an action. I take it you took that action?
Yes.
Okay.
I just rolled for it.
Okay, so 14 is enough to hit the guard.
In the kneecap.
Pepper bastard.
Yeah, so you do in fact hit him. It is in fact in the kneecap given your size differences, and you do in fact hit him for 12. He goes, ow! But doesn't really, beyond that, doesn't really do anything. He looks angrier now that there's an ouchie on his leg.
And also at the point that he swung, I think that constitutes an attack on a friendly, so I think my Eldritch Blast.
Oh, yeah.
Only
Okay.
depends on
With
your friends.
Blast him.
Please blast him.
And
So anyway, I
just,
started blasting.
yes. And just for fun, I'm also going to push him back.
You should finger
It's like
guns
hand.
it.
Okay, so 18, I'm assuming is, so this is where I'm gonna need a little bit of help. So you hit for 18, and
The
Roll
the
attack.
hit is 18, and it goes against his armor class, I think, or whatever it is.
so the
Yeah.
guy's armor class is armor
Smaller
class
You're not
is
supposed to
14.
tell
12.
us.
But it doesn't
Well,
really
you
matter.
can if you want. I mean, we'll
Okay.
figure it out in a few attacks either way, so it's just a stylistic
So
thing.
your Eldritch Blast hits. It doesn't seem to be supremely effective, but it clearly does damage. His clothes are singed. And he is slightly pushed back. Or actually, you know what? No, he's not pushed back because he's a giant creature.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough. But it hurts. He's not happy with you either. So now he's not happy with two people. And ouch! Why would you do this? Ouch!
And you swung at my friend.
Yeah.
Gonna
Well,
swing
I
back.
mean, sheep is his friend, so there you go.
This
Alright.
murderous town.
These guys weren't even involved. I just shot at a sheep. Jesus fuck, people. Your town's lore is fucking weird.
Okay, sorry, I gotta move out Sean here. There we
I'm
go.
okay with killing. I'm okay with murdering a town.
Okay.
Me too. Let's throw a Molotov into the tavern while we were at it. They only had one door.
God.
Okay,
Given
hang on. I
strength
gotta.
Oh,
1,
sorry.
2, 15, 25.
There's a measure tool. If you
Yeah, I'm
pull
there.
during a token, yeah.
So Sean comes over here. He is now next to Testrak. He gives Testrak, his eyes are red and glowing. He gives Testrak this, like, what the fuck is everybody's problem look. What am I doing here look? And
I look back the exact same way.
so, to keep this in mind, you and the sheep are probably rough, almost but not quite eye level. You're just probably slightly taller than a sheep from what I was looking at sheep. So, basically, there's a staring contest that happens between the two of you. Okay, the sheep hits you. Hang on. The sheep gives you the sheep tries to bite you. It's not much though, so it looks more like a nibble, like a cat nibble to your arm. You feel a little nibbled and you take maybe 2 damage.
Okay. Could you perhaps do it so that we can see the results in the chat?
No.
No,
I don't
No?
know. What's his name generally
No.
does not.
no, don't think
Don't-
so.
No, don't.
Uh,
The
Cause
GM
with
does not.
Stein
The
or
GM doesn't do that.
Yeah,
Okay,
the GM does
sorry.
not show the rolls.
That's not how
You
that works.
can, but DM doesn't have to. And
So
generally
minus
doesn't.
hang on.
minus
Time
2,
out for a sec. Why? Why do you want to see the rolls?
Tal can probably
no.
explain best.
Who, is she asking? Let me just
Yeah.
PM you. I'm just gonna PM you really quick, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Because I think I missed a few things, and well, and my last time playing was a bit back, so I was wondering.
It depends on your DM as to whether they
Okay.
show the rolls or not.
Okay,
Some will, some
then-
won't.
So
Generally, they don't though.
Sorry.
I have the sheep put in, so I could technically show the rolls. I just don't know that there's any point, to be honest.
Okay, in that case, forget it. In that.
Oh
that
yeah,
case,
he probably
If
is.
the DM doesn't show the rolls as well, they can fudge things where they feel like it.
Okay.
Okay.
Like if they roll a critical hit and they actually would kill you, and they just don't want to do
Mhm.
that right now.
All right,
Yeah.
I PM.
Yeah. Sorry.
So I got
understand
Tal's
that.
PM.
Sorry.
Thank you very
Mhm.
much. I figured the same thing as Tal. So what I need to, the only thing I need to understand is the person who asked that they wanted to see the roll. What was the concern? What are
No, because when I used the Warhammer up there, the damage result was shown, and I wasn't, and I almost overheard your 2 damage thing,
Uh-huh.
and so I wanted to ask if perhaps we can see the damage. If there's perhaps a way to show the damage in chat so that
No, I don't think there's a way. There's not a way to do that without showing the roll as well.
okay.
So
then,
you want to see the damage that the creature has taken?
no, how much
It's
I
actually
would
it's,
take. So
it's actually more involved than that, Fox. You have to go in and edit a bunch of scripts.
okay, yeah, forget it.
The
Okay,
system of
so
combat is not the
I
best.
will tell you how much damage you'll take if you're gonna take any. How
Mhm.
about that? Will that
Yeah.
be okay for now?
Yeah, exactly. But I almost overheard it. So
Okay, let's
Yeah.
not worry about it then.
mhm.
And you were supposed to overhear it. The 2 damage was supposed to be overheard. Like the sheep did 2 damage.
Yes.
All right, Krat.
Well, I don't like sheep. I never
Great.
did. I grew up on a farm. Sheep were one of the things I didn't like because they stink so much.
Rich
Fuck
Do
me,
pencil
something
sure.
guys.
about it.
But you never know about the smell until you actually live there. So I'm
Oh.
going to move exactly where someone is pinging me to move, and I'm going to rage. Make it the rage. Whoa.
Okay, rage. So now
All
you're
the
angry at
icons
the.
are black and white, and these do not look familiar. I don't see the rage.
Yeah, they're very generic icons because I don't have the stuff that. So we'll make rage red. There you go. You're raged.
Okay, rah, and I whack the sheep with a flaming polehammer strike. I'm
Okay.
going
I
to
would
get
make that the
advantage
rage.
on it. Advantage on it. I'm going to bring out Great Weapon Master, Divine Fury, and let's see if I can kill this thing.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, so with advantage, you definitively hit that sheep. That sheep is sheeped.
It is Shoop.
So the radiant damage, I mean, you totally see the radiant damage. Like that sheep is a little singed, a little uncomfortable, more than a little uncomfortable. The bludgeoning damage, though, not as much. I mean, it's got wool. You hit wool. So the sheep takes damage. It baws at you angrily, by the way. It glares also angrily, by the way. And it mumbles that it's in the right, you know.
No, I don't know. When people try to give me a haircut, I don't usually rip their arms off.
You usually
course.
agree to the haircut. Sweetie Pie over here did not.
Okay.
Actually,
and I
why
give
do you
the
think
right
he's
color.
bald? He didn't agree to that haircut.
That's a haircut? The sheep is concerned.
That's a haircut. It's on purpose.
Okay. Are you good, Krat?
Yep.
Okay. Griff Cash, what would you like to do?
So I think I will mace. That is Sean, I think. And I will
Sean
just...
is this guy right here.
Yeah, genau. And then I will mace Sean
Okay.
and hope that I hit Sean properly.
You don't actually end up hitting Sean, unfortunately. So your mace gets kind of close. Sean pulls his nose kind of back, like a little bit into his face. And then he
He turtled his nose.
and then claws at you angrily some more.
What is
You-
this monster?
Sure.
Eldritch abominations. There's a reason I
God.
shout on the circle.
Make it go away. Make it go away.
This
The
sheep
nose
is very
actually
much demonic.
telescoping.
Would you like to move, Kriv or Krivkash, or are you good?
No,
Is there
I'm
anything else you want to
good.
do?
I'm here. I'm done.
Okay. Okay. Next up, Crash. How does our resident orc feel about everything?
It feels like he's about to get a really bad nickname unintentionally. So,
Sheep Daddy.
Crash is going to move up to here.
Okay.
He's going to punch the sheep.
Sheep puncher.
Sheep fister.
Oh no.
And he's kind of glad he failed that because he's not going to grapple it now.
So he attempts to punch the sheep. Unfortunately, it feels a little to the sheep a little bit more like it's been petted, and sheep love being petted. Sean especially so. So
You
Sean
used the
looks.
fondle slot. You fondled the sheep.
So Sean gives you these beautiful wide eyes, like, "Oh, maybe you guys aren't all bad."
I pet the sheep.
Okay. Anything else you want to
pet it
do,
on
Crash?
purpose.
All right, Robert, up to you. You can do this. You guys got this.
Robert's going to do what Robert always does.
Machine gun.
Canoe
His first
himself?
attack is against Sean with a
Okay.
repeating hand crossbow.
All right.
He misses with the 9. He rolls again because fuck it, why not? He misses with a fucking 6. Jesus Christ.
A volley of arrows comes at Sean the sheep, but for some reason
Oh.
the owner
Wait.
of that volley has gone to the stormtrooper school of shooting things.
I know
Therefore,
why
there.
he's failing.
What is
He
he
doesn't
doing?
have the +2 from his fighting style on archery.
Do you want me to just add +2?
I'll and mentally add it, but he still misses on both of them because that's an 11 on the first one that may hit.
You're also missed
11 won't
because
hit,
you
and he's
have sharpshooter, I believe. which doesn't-
Sharpshooter. The sharpshooter one there is the was important because he was doing that on purpose. He was
Okay.
trying to get the extra damage. But he gets +2 from the fighting style archery. So that would have brings him up from +6 to +8.
So
But
you would have had 11, correct? I'm just
11,
doing.
yeah.
You should be
Okay,
able
it
to
still
add
doesn't.
to edit your sheet.
Yeah, you can edit it to do
I
what you
have
gotta
done
do.
that.
Okay. So
Cool.
there is now like a circle of arrows around Sean, but he remains, as far as we can tell, untouched, and he's still giving Crash googly eyes. All right. Test track. There is a sheep outline in the yes, and arrows on the ground. Yes.
Fox?
He has got a repeating crossbow that generates metric arrows. He's probably just firing on full auto. It just counts as 2 attacks.
Rank.
Okay. The sheep obviously ignores me. I ignore it. I don't care about that sheep anymore. That sheep is way down. I have a bone to pick with the big guy, and so I smack his knee again.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for smacking of knee. Okay, that is enough to hit. You hit his other knee at this point. This is becoming very uncomfortable for him. Very uncomfortable.
Move
but
back, or I'll aim higher.
oh my god, higher is gonna be very dangerous.
He won't be having any more children.
Okay, anything else you'd like to do, Tush?
Can I do that with intimidation, perhaps?
Sure, do it with intimidation. Tell me what. Press all your buttons.
Oh
Okay,
dear, that was a pretty bad roll with intimidation.
He thought you meant his
Uh,
thigh.
The guard is not nearly intimidated enough to move. He is intimidated enough that he takes his hand and runs it through his blue flavored hair.
Wow, that's a very intimidated action. Wow.
Okay.
It has a white streak.
Mr. Sheep moves over to Krat, who is raging.
Yep.
And now Krat can smell the sheep.
Mm.
Alright?
Oh gosh.
So,
Sheep, not the mutton.
I'm gonna roll from the character sheet here. Give me 2 seconds.
He has advantage. She has advantage because I used reckless attack. So give him a second roll to see if it hits. Get the higher of the two.
Alright. I'm going to go ahead and roll.
That's what the little broken shield thing means.
Okay. So, he misses. He actually misses not nearly as dramatically as I thought. He misses you slightly. So he tries to bite you. It doesn't quite hit you or anything, but there's like spittle that flies in your general direction. So now you've got spittle on you, and it's kind of gross.
He slimed you.
He
slimed
me.
And that
What
ends
are
his,
these things?
and it ends your turn. His turn. Arius.
All right. They didn't seem to like the radiant damage from Krat.
I should have phrased that correctly. They're more okay with radiant damage than they are with bludgeoning damage. So bludgeoning doesn't do as much. I should have clarified that for you guys. I'm sorry.
So radiant
only dealt
is
So it's like
Radiant's good, yeah.
the
Okay.
resistance. The resistance to it only dealt 3 damage with that one from the bludgeoning.
I actually just took off 30% because I figure they've got some wool to cover them up.
Okay.
there are rules for this
Bouncy
if you
wool.
want to use them.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Normally-
there are, but that's why I said fuzzy logic, or
Yeah.
I think mine was very fuzzy around the
Yeah.
edges. So we'll just do
Go
30%.
ahead. You do you.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know in case you didn't know.
Yep.
Okay.
I had a gut feeling based on everything else I read about this mess.
Yes.
So
I'm
Okay.
going to, since Sean seems to be more or less pacified.
Yeah, he's got googly eyes going. He's cute.
Yeah, I'm going to ignore him for the moment and go after the long sheep.
Okay, long sheep.
Long sheep. Hey, can we
He
get...
is named Sweetie Pie. We want to. You guys wanted to color him pink.
Hey, Griff
With
Kosh
a
was that.
sacred flame. So that's a
Sacred Flame is radiant damage.
it's a save. So you need to roll something.
Okay, let me see what the sheep. So their dex is 12, so they get to. Hang on a sec. He rolls a 17 essentially, so I think he is saved. Is that correct?
Yes, I
So
believe.
he takes half damage.
Let me verify, because sometimes the things are different.
Let's just say half damage. Or I can do 2/3 damage
It's a cantrip. Sacred Flame does not do half damage on a save. It does no
Okay.
damage. So he just. Yeah.
So I'm sort of imagining flakes of light falling over Mr. Sweetie Pie or Mrs. Sweetie Pie, I don't know. And they're just kind of floating around him, and it looks like a really nice little halo, but he doesn't really take any damage.
Okay.
Fair enough. If you
Yep.
guys ever feel like something's unfair, you let me know.
Okay.
All right. So, big guy over here is very angry about his kneecaps. So, he is going to attempt to hang on. He is gonna attempt to hit the guard. Hopefully this only flows to me. Or sorry. Hang on. I hope it rolls. Please let it roll. I'm begging. You saw the roll? Okay. So he attacks, pretend that says great access to the spear because I couldn't convince it otherwise. So, your AC is too high, so there is no hit. So he kind of swings at you. It floats above your head again. You kind of feel like there's like your hair. Wait, you don't have any hair on your head. Your head feels like a little breeze. And he
The
is
wind
done
is
with
in
his.
your hair and it flutters behind you.
Your beard flutters a
sunset.
little. There we go.
Okay, for now. That's
Except
yeah.
you don't have hair or a beard. So.
For this one shot, my story is that a drunk wizard cursed Griff Testrak with awesome beard, so he hasn't managed to get rid of it yet.
Okay, sorry about that. We were discussing how I make you not see all my rolls. Anyway. So, next up is Sean. Sean looks at Krat again. He's still not happy, by the way. So I am going to roll here. Oh, good God. Okay. So Sean doesn't hit again. Not even close this time. He actually just eats some grass. So he's grazing in your general vicinity and letting off a stink, and that's about it.
Wait, so Sean is not attacking anymore?
Sean tried to. Oh God. Sean tried to attack. It just didn't go. Oh Lord, that's a long sheep. Long sheep to the rescue. Hang on, I gotta do this. I think I can do this. Maybe I can do this. Sean. Long sheep.
Oh God.
Alright. Krat.
Bonafide Eldritch Abomination. And then they're telescopic in both directions.
All right, so is
Long
Sean still,
sheep.
is Sean still attacking or is Long? Which one is still? Are they both still attacking?
So the only sheep not attacking is Sean, and only because he's googling Isaac Crash.
Which one looks like it's weaker?
Of the two, Long Sheep is definitely weaker.
All right, we're gonna whack Long Sheep then.
Okay.
Ah!
With
You
rage,
devil
anger,
spit
and
on me.
resentment, do this thing.
Yes, nobody spits on me. Ah! Let's see if I get it. Come on.
Oh my God. Okay.
Lord. Oh my God.
Yeah. You bludgeon the sheep. Okay, first of all, The sheep begins to burn, even though it's radiant damage. Don't mind it. The sheep begins to burn, rolls over, and tries to like stop the burning. Meanwhile, you bludgeon its fuzzy little belly.
Face.
The sheep goes unconscious from the sheer horror of the situation.
Ah, cool. Okay, then I get a second attack.
Yeah, give me 1 second to tell the sheep that it is now sad.
Put it. Long X.
Oh my god.
It's unconscious, guys, not dead. Unconscious. And it's fine as far as I just don't want to kill anything. I'm not a little bit of a pacifist, so
Well,
it's unconscious.
Let me check to see if that does mean I get another attack.
I'm gonna
I
give
don't
you
know if
another attack. Have fun.
Okay, reduce a creature to 0 hit points. Okay.
Yes.
Yay!
Oh.
Okay, I get another attack then. I'm going to kill the lamb.
This
Or-
guy? Or
Yeah.
this guy?
The little
The
guy.
lamb.
The demon. Die, foul creature from the abyss.
Hang on. This guy, this is who you're trying to kill.
Yep. That's
He,
the one.
okay, he didn't even have a he didn't have
Oh.
a chance to attack, but that's okay. Go ahead. Do your
God
thing.
damn, that was a bad roll.
So you look at the fuzzy sheep. The fuzzy sheep looks at you. In fact,
It's
it
too
and
cute.
I realize this totally wouldn't have happened in normal circumstances, but since he's not part of the
gives
role,
me the puppy.
he-
It gives me the puppy eyes.
he walks up to you and gives you the puppy eyes and tries to like nuzzle your leg.
And I just end up letting the pole hammer fall to the ground next to me.
Okay, Krat, are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. That's my turn.
Alright. Krivkash, you have Sean to contend with, or potentially Mr.
Mr.
Blue
Kneecap.
Hair. Mr. Kneecap, yes.
I used to be a guard like you, and then I took 2 hammers to each knee.
So,
I'll
Krivkash, what
take
do you
the
do?
hammer to the crotch.
Corn, you muted?
Yeah, I can't hear you, Corn.
Sorry. I'm moving up to Mr. Kneecapped
Okay.
and everything is just overkill. I just told it at him. That was a serious underkill.
No, what a horrible roll. Ouch.
So you do necrotic you wait, DC 13. So he's got to roll a saving throw.
Yes.
Wisdom save. He's got 0 wisdom, so I'm gonna roll. He gets a 1, so you. Yeah, he clearly doesn't save himself from this 2 necrotic damage. So his pinky on his left foot begins to rot.
That
Does that sound about
Ugh.
right?
sounds about right. Dick.
Yeah.
Gangrene.
His kneecaps begin to rot.
There we go.
Gangrene.
Oh my god, yes. Anything else,
wasn't it there
Krivkash?
before?
Would you like to do anything else, Krivkash?
Nope, I'm done.
Alright. Crash! What do you do?
I think
Give
I'm
me
going
his
to take
name
my
back and
great
crack.
hammer and I'm going to pound the sheep.
Why?
Phrasing.
Oh my
He's
god,
Welsh.
you pound that sheep good!
I just realized there's no damage on my.
Yeah, there's no damage. Where's the damage roll?
Yeah.
Okay,
Let me see if this. Hold on. Why do
You have to
not?
configure it.
I,
That's weird.
yeah, it shows that there's damage.
why don't we roll the damage separately? So you hit him, a pole hammer does
1d12 plus
what's
5.
10?
No, 1d12 plus 5.
Yep, so let's just do that.
So let me do 1d12 plus.
That's my pole hammer.
Sorry, I was looking at the wrong guys.
Can I have that roll though?
That's going to be d12 plus 5. So that's going to be 14.
You do. Whoa. So you take your. Yours a great axe, right?
Great hammer.
You take your great hammer, you smack that sheep in its head so hard you can like see it like the head fall to the side. It looks very painful. There's blood coming out of its eyeballs.
His eyeballs have exploded.
It is a very angry sheep. Hang on a sec.
Exploded eyeball sounds like a very dead sheep.
It's not quite dead, but
Well,
it's bleeding.
unconscious at least.
It's bleeding a whole lot. It's hanging on by one last loose thread. It is no longer. I mean, yeah. Okay.
None of my attack rolls have damage on them.
That's
I don't
weird.
know why. So okay, 18.
Well, I'm just rolling. I'm just checking my others.
Okay.
But yeah, none of my attack rolls have damage on them.
I do not know what I did wrong with your character. I'm so sorry. I will fix it during our break, which we're gonna have in a second. Do you want to do anything else, Crash?
Damage hasn't been ticked.
Is he still alive?
It's hanging on by a thread, like it's nearly unconscious.
Nothing else.
Okay. Robert, do you wanna?
I think he just. Oh, okay, sorry.
What? We can maybe take that sheep out of its misery at this point.
Yeah, so let's do some sheep murder.
Robert casts militant defecation.
Okay. So against Sean,
Robert-
we're going to put a sneak attack because he's surrounded.
Okay.
With a repeating hand crossbow. Just
You
a
hit.
16.
You hit well over anything that's necessary. The poor sheep is unconscious. Good
Yep.
God.
And then I'm going to use a sharpshooter, like a second attack, against the little sheep.
This guy?
Yep, that's a 19, doing 19 damage. It's a magical shot too, so it ignores all the normal resistances.
Sheep becomes instantly unconscious. It was literally like baby sheep. Hang on, I gotta make it.
That's demon.
I'm having mutton for dinner tonight.
Okay. Looking at all of this, the guard figures out that he is no match for any of you. His kneecaps hurt. Part of his toe has fallen off. He makes a run for the hills. Feel free to do your
Retaliatory.
Attack
What do
of
you-
opportunity.
those things.
No, if he doesn't get we don't get attack of opportunity if he's just fleeing.
That's
He's
true.
literally fleeing, but you guys are welcome to get in some last shots before he
If he
flees.
disengaged, then yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if he disengaged, we don't get shots.
All right.
But Robert will on his next turn, and Robert will take them.
So at this point, there is no one else to kill, murder.
Yes, there is.
Wait. If
Pointing
everyone
at the
else is
mayor.
not going to do anything, Robert's going to take a shot at the guy. Another two.
Go ahead.
Uh,
There's just-
Sharpshooter and sharpshooter.
Oh
So
wow.
the first one misses, but the second one hits with a 21.
So,
18 damage.
Those things land in his butt because he's running away from you. It hurts a great deal. And this guy just sort of falls over where he stood.
So basically,
He casts it.
you could say that Silver put his shaft in the guard's butt.
Yes. A sharpshooter.
Now there's a stick up the guard's ass. Alright, battle done. Sorry that took longer than I thought it would. Why don't
Oh,
we
that's
all
how
take
battles take.
It's okay. It's okay.
Why don't we take a 10-minute bio break and then we'll come back to chat with Miss.
The
I don't even
mayor.
remember.
It's time to kill the mayor.
Yes, we will go kill the mayor. That will
Yes,
be
let's
plan
kill the
B.
mayor.
So,
Can I-
10-minute
Tie
break,
the child to a
and then we kill the mayor.
Okay.
We're going to tie the child to a stick and use her as a battle standard.
Excuse me?
Have you never seen the banners soldiers carry into war for their regiment? We're going to tie the child to a stick and use her as our banner.
I want to tie the skin of the long sheep to the stick.
No, you
like
wrap
a
the skin of the
better
long
size
sheep
banner.
around your crotch and use it as a
Diaper.
as a loincloth or diaper. Yes. It'd make it even worse, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So
You
10
could
minute
put
break.
the lamp over the head of your hammer.
That would make it less damaging, wouldn't it? Because it's padded now.
Well, that's
No, now you
also
do
not
your lamb
horrifying.
damage. Now you do lamb damage.
Then it's doing psychic damage. Because it's so damn horrifying.
Those are the arrows.
Oh,
My-
yay, this is my critical.
Oh, nice. I want a critical.
I'm sorry?
I'm gonna try to get a
Perfect. What did
critical.
I do wrong? Okay, 1 sec.
Oh,
Yes, because if I learn, I'll do better next time.
Hey, there we go. Look at that.
that's supposed to provide me a 0 on critical.
Do, 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 do.
Cool. Thank
Man,
you.
I got some bad rolls on that too.
Yeah, do it. 10 minutes. I am not on mute. Everybody gets a 10-minute break.
Okay.
Test track, I would say if you ever want to throw things or take an action, do it.
Yeah, to be honest, I was thinking, should I do it? Should I not do it? Because, well,
Yeah.
he's running away. There's unconscious sheep lying around.
Uh-huh.
This situation is strange enough, even without and without completely going for the kill. And to be honest, my next attack would have been with the intention to knock him out, not kill him. So
Mine would have been to kill him.
Yeah, and well, that just happened, and I wasn't exactly sure, can I knock him out by hitting him with a sharp axe? And
Well, you can if you hit him with the blunt of the axe.
yeah, I was kind of thinking, and then Silver came about and said, "Hey,
Shot him
let's
in the
shoot.
ass.
Let's shoot that guy."
So I have
So-
a question for you. I have a question for you guys. Is that battle sufficient? Like, I know I'm fudging things because I don't want to get too deep into.
Don't worry too much about it if it's sufficient. Jesus Christ! Sorry, things just fell out of the fridge. Yeah, don't worry too much about the fight being sufficient or not. This is just a silly game that we're using to burn a day and have fun. So
Well,
yeah,
but that's
I love the swear and then ambiguous crunching noises.
yeah. I had a glass bowl of leftover mashed potato fall out of the fridge at me while I was opening it to get my milk for my coffee.
I guess my concern is I want to make sure you guys are having fun. Like, are you enjoying yourselves?
I'm having fun.
Look at the kind of shit we're doing. We're enjoying ourselves.
Good. That's my goal. I want you to feel powerful and I want you to have fun. Like, you guys should be hitting these guys and causing them massive damage, making their eyes bleed, and then, shoving sticks up their asses. That is how this should go. You are
Yeah.
badass adventurers.
When we get to the
Krat wants some mutton for dinner, and there's no mutton to be had.
I think
To,
you
we
should
to be
make one of
completely honest, to be completely honest, this setting is hilarious. It's absolutely great right now. Absolutely, in character, whatever Sean has done, I am absolutely confused. Tashdrack is absolutely confused about that sheep. First, it starts fighting people, and then it goes all, oh my god, all anime-eyed at him.
because he got pets. It was just how it goes. You guys haven't met the major bad guy yet. You'll love the major bad guy. Except Tell. Tell's mad about it. You guys will love it.
half human, half sheep, isn't it?
No.
Ah,
And-
So everybody
right
will love
now
it
it's-
except Tal. That's concerning to me.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
okay, I have an idea for a one shot for just a complete balls to the wall combat scene. You know the cow level in Diablo?
Oh
Yes.
God, please no.
Oh,
god.
Okay. Somebody else gets to put that together. I would totally be down for cow level.
I will totally run that. Right after we do the Kobold Cave, which is the opposite of this. This is the Kobold Cave is supposed to be you're feeling like you're going to get squished all the time.
Let us
Okay.
do this. I am down. I will help in any way I can. But yes, cow level.
Cow level.
Well, clearly it's not going to be cows. It's going to be sheep to keep with the theme.
Yeah,
It'll be the
yeah,
chick
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll even make a puzzle to enter the sheep level. Yep, there you go.
No. The cow level in D&D is a challenge to enter the sheep level to free the sheep emperor or something. It's all about saving the sheep.
Wait, can
I
I
also-
be a cheap emperor? I'd rather
I also
be
have
a-
another ridiculous idea. A party of like level 5 or 6 heroes into medieval England, and medieval England is just full of peasants because they aren't leveled at all. Your leveling skills are literally magic. You just murder everyone, take over the country.
Oh my god, yes. Yes, okay. I'm gonna add that to the list of things we clearly need to do when Dino is not wanting to run campaigns.
Oh my god.
Your people are really confused as to why these guys are lifting weights to gain muscle. You just have to wait for 4 levels.
Although, would peasants in England be like, relatively speaking, I mean, strong, right? Because
Well,
they're farmers.
They're just humans. They're just humans, but they don't have any extra stats because they're not leveled. So they're all just 10 in every stat. And so the way they earn muscle is to actually lift things because they're not adventurers like you. They're not
Right.
D&D characters, so they just have baseline stats for a human.
But would you reflect that their stats are actually higher on account of, so let's say they're a farmer, they toil in their fields every day. That's got to give them like stamina.
No,
You know what I mean? Just like
when your rolls happen, your characters are literally made of magic because D&D is not human. D&D is weird
oh,
magic
okay.
shit. So
Yeah.
you as a party of 6 or so random adventurers can just walk through entire armies because they're just peasants. They
Counterpoint. Counterpoint. I ran a few sessions of D&D a few months ago with my mates, and there is a certain critical mass above which the peasants win.
yes there is.
I discovered that.
Um, that is
about
the
a
point.
dozen. It's about
What's
a
that?
dozen to 3.
A dozen to 3?
Yes.
Oh, because they take so many more turns, so even if they're
Even
Yeah.
if they
they're
only hit on a critical hit, they can still overwhelm you.
oh shit, so yeah, you'd like have a mob at you'd have
Yeah.
a mob on you.
Yeah.
Huh.
But that's where the wizard comes into play because suddenly his AoE damage is a little bit more powerful.
Yeah, to be fair, they were level 1 at that point, so...
Yeah. Even level 1 wizard has AoE, just not much of it. But yeah, these would all be like level 6 characters, and I'd be suggesting you take wizards. Or of course warlocks.
Yeah. But no, that makes total sense to me. You would eventually get overwhelmed just by the nature of how D&D works. That I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down.
So you get to fight your wars in duels and try to limit the number of enemies that can come at you at a time by fighting in canyons and
Yeah.
sneaking into cities.
So I think everybody's back, but let's check. I see Magus. Fox, are you back?
Yes.
Narwhals?
Yep.
Tal?
Yep.
Corn?
Yes.
Mr. Robert?
Yes.
Sweet.
We've been talking.
Kaywin?
So,
Kaylin's having
welcome.
a whinge.
So, first of all, welcome back. I see you've survived your sheep adventure. Next up, what would you like to do?
Kill the mayor. We go kill the mayor.
Okay,
Clearly,
I'm gonna
he's been
ping
summoning
the
evil
mayor's mansion for you guys. I hope, maybe.
Is that it down at the bottom of the map?
Yep, that's it down at the bottom of the map.
Is this town
There.
legitimately a tavern, a river that doesn't go anywhere, and a mayor's mansion?
So the river is just on the side of the town. It doesn't really go through the town. So you just have a river and like a little lake.
Like the top of the river doesn't actually go anywhere; it just stops. So it's
Yeah,
more of a pond.
it is more of a pond. You're right. So, if you guys want to take a look around, there's definitely a couple of ways to enter this place. There's guards out front here.
From the front.
I wish I could ping a guy. Oh, there we go. Why can I? Yeah.
Shift click.
Yeah, shift click for me apparently just had an interesting result. Okay, so there's guards
There we
over
go.
here. There's guards there. There's an entrance here. Like I said, pretend the walls exist. There's an entrance here too. So there's a back and a front.
Crowd votes for the front.
Backdoor entrance.
And then just to keep in mind, the bushes here have sharp pointy edges, so I would not recommend walking in the bushes. You can. Don't let me stop you.
Alright, so clearly we walk up and we shoot the guards, and since I've got 2 attacks, I can just
Okay,
sneak attack
roll-
them.
we roll initiative?
Let's do this before we get started. Pretend everybody took a long rest and restore all your general healthies if you've lost any. I don't think anyone did, but if you had
Oh,
2
long
of
rest or
3
short rest?
long rest, you guys are all better.
Okay, so we went to sleep for the night and we came back to kill the mayor.
Kinda.
Yeah, I get another rage.
No, it was just the sheer adrenaline rush from murdering the sheep.
So, I mean, you can choose to fight. I'm sorry.
Test truck is is lagging a little bit behind because he did the one thing that should have been done and checked up that the girl and the barkeep are still alive so far. And
Was it a triumph?
Yeah, the rest of your party appears to be very callous to these things. But yes, Chestrack, you can go
Yes.
check
Gather
on him.
your party before
yes,
venturing forth.
and then he noticed that everyone's running away. So if you guys initiate combat, then I cannot talk you out. So
You must gather
feel-
your party before venturing forth.
Please stop
So-
setting the house on fire. Thank you.
So yes, I'll tag I'll come to you shortly.
Okay, so Chestrack is making his way to you guys. The rest of you are standing out front. Let me tell you a little bit about the mayor's mansion. It does appear to be a two-story building, but it's not obvious whether anybody actually uses the second story. There are several guards out front. The guards seem like they're heavily armored, like they're carrying pretty scary level shit, like more than you would expect in a little village. Their eyes glow red, so there might be something unusual about them, but maybe not.
Oh,
The
you need test track, do the vision thing.
so the give me
Test track is too far away.
Test track,
So-
come closer.
Well, this is while Chestrack is walking, so that way he can get to you guys. So you do notice that there's walls around the mansion. They do seem to be like they're pretty sturdy walls, not something you'd want to necessarily climb over. Again, 2 stories. You do suspect that there's probably more than one entrance to this town or to this mansion, just because it looks big enough to warrant it. But let's see, what else do you need to know about it? There are a number of rooms inside. It does appear that people live here, but you also get the impression that work is done here. So this isn't just someone's home necessarily. This is home plus, which kind of makes sense in the context of this is a small village. A lot of things are sort of grouped together, right? The inn tavern probably also has a medic on staff, things like that. So that's where we're at. Your call.
Molotov,
wait.
front door.
We wait for
We-
test track to come up and do his thing, and then we attack.
Just out of the blue, just throw a Molotov at the front door, then shoot the 2 guards at the same time. We're
Okay,
looking to get a.
Boy, nobody's gonna miss that one.
Okay, I'll give you a little bit of time to try to set stuff on fire on your own without supervision of the dwarf. So yeah, I'll catch up to you. I'll
throw your
catch up to
Molotovs.
you, and I see guards with strangely glowing eyes. Very suspicious, just about as suspicious as the giant barkeep during his bout of amnesia. So
Yes.
yeah, exactly. So yes, that thing are actually wait. So they are suspicious. They are kind of suspicious. I look at the layer, the house, and say, okay, or rather, I don't say. I go here to the corner, and then I cast my divine sense.
Yay!
Okay, so let me figure out what 60 from you looks like. Give me a second. Okay.
Okay,
Actually, is that 60 or is yours supposed to be 85?
60.
60.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We can work with that. We can
Okay,
totally work with that.
I certainly get these 2
Yes.
people, the guards, and almost the mayor. But I feel if there are evil people inside. So yes.
Yeah. Okay. So the 2 guards don't appear to be there's no black aura coming off of them, no real indication that they're necessarily evil. They seem more like the kind of people that just do their jobs. And in fact, at this point, they are telling the party to halt and that this is private property. Give me a minute. Don't start killing. Okay? So, Test Track can also feel a a presence inside the house. The the information he's getting is just it's a little like it's vague. So there's a sense of maybe there's something that's kind of that things are obscured from this divine vision in some way, but that something wrong, like bone-chillingly wrong, is inside. He can feel that there are either 3 or perhaps 4 people in the room, some or inside, somewhere to hit, somewhere. I'm gonna say in front of you because that's where your portrait's pointing. Um, Somewhere in
Mhm.
front of you, and of those 4, 3 seem like they're tiny little lights of either darkness or discomfort or discontent or evil. Like there's a spark, but there's just a spark. But then the 4th one is a flame. Like you know that this one is the one, or you think that this one's the one. But it's vague, so you can't tell maybe which one of them is which or totally identify them. You just know that there's 4. 3 of them are little, one of them is big. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah.
How about we go in
Can
the back
I
door?
can I roughly identify in which direction witches are the 3 kind of clustered together? Is the one flame apart from them, kind of, so I can perhaps identify them later?
So you feel that so from your perspective, they're all in the same direction.
Okay.
I'm gonna ping them so you know which ones I'm talking about really quick, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So these 4 are all in the same general direction from you, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But you kind of feel that the 3 little ones are closer to you, and the scary big one is a little bit farther from you in that regard.
They also have a scarecrow.
Uh, it's not a scarecrow. I just couldn't find a better item, so when you get there, we'll describe it. But it's not a scarecrow.
Okay.
Are we going? Let's go in the back where there aren't any
So
guards.
these 3 people are the little sheeples, and this guy is the big sheeple.
Exactly.
Okay.
I
Just
vote
to
going in
stay
the
in
back.
theme.
So,
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
going back too.
all right. So, what do you guys do? You're heading
going in the
towards
back.
the back. Okay.
Because there aren't any guards there, and we saw it as we were coming down the path.
Definitely.
wait. There's a sheep back there. Hello.
There. Oh, so if you come back here, you notice, and I'm
Come
sorry,
to
there's only
Pappy.
there should be about a dozen sheep. So there's about a dozen sheep that are either sleeping or grazing in this empty wilderness outside of the
Oh, that's a
mayor's
dozen
home.
sheep. Okay, so we fight the guards or we fight the sheep.
The sheep are not. No, I can promise you the sheep will not attack. They appear to be friendly. They also don't have red eyes, and so they appear to be actually just average, ordinary sheep.
No,
The
then.
sheep. Is everybody
Oh.
else staying up front?
Uh,
We're going in the back door.
Robert's gonna go in the front door.
Okay.
I'm
So
also for Spectre.
I will
Okay.
penetrate.
So I don't know quite how to handle 2 different battles. So if you guys decide to go 2 different ways, I will just do one way first and then the other way second.
But to be honest, you can just probably start the battle with everyone, and we'll just fight with everyone.
Okay. Wait.
Because there's no real difference.
But I think
Okay.
everybody is going over almost everybody. What about Crash? Is Crash coming too? Crash? Magus?
Magus?
You're muted, I think, Magus.
Oh,
I will
Magus,
go
have
in
you
the
been have you been talking this whole time?
No,
Okay.
I will stick with Robbie here, little Robbie Jr., and make sure that he doesn't get his ass handed to him.
Okay. So after the divine sense, I kind of go into paladin rage mode, so to say.
Oh, I'm not ready to attack you. I just want to see what the back gates look like.
There's evil afoot, and the guards are apparently not completely involved. So I go over here and use, and I say, and I pretty much growl at them. We're here for official business. Let us in, and try to intimidate them.
All right. Why don't I have you roll an intimidation check? Okay,
Because
sufficient.
because I didn't want to just throw it in without.
The
So-
guards. Okay, the guard on the left. So, I know you can't see me ping again.
Yeah.
The guard on the left demands what official business? But he's nervous. I mean, you can see like you can see sweat trickling down the back of his neck or the side of his neck.
Okay. As a paladin, can I kinda do the divine aura thing?
Tell me what
Like
divine aura is.
like flash with white light and stuff and make
Yes.
butterflies come around and stuff.
You may. Go ahead.
So yeah, I start flashing with divine light. I step in front of that guy. I look him in the eyes and say, "This business."
The guard that you're talking to is extremely religious. As far as he's concerned, you are his new god. He bows down before you and says, "Of course, my lord." The guard on the left, who is an atheist in a land of actual living gods, gives you this bizarre look like, what the fuck is wrong with everyone? But he's also intimidated, and you did say official business, so he also backs off. So this one is bowing to you, you just can't tell.
Okay, nice. Good. I walk into the mansion like I own the place.
Can I get the gates open?
The gates are in fact open unless you're not letting you in. Are they?
Oh,
They're letting you in.
okay.
Yeah, go in.
I didn't know if they were locked or whatever.
Yeah. These are not the smartest people in the world, and this is a sleepy village. Nobody locks their bloody doors.
Cool. Let's rob them for everything they got.
Yeah, there's not much in here, so.
Okay, so
Criff
I'm
Cash. Oh, hang on a sec. Criff Cash, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You're still back there. Do you want to join us? Okay.
Yes, I'm coming.
All right, come on in. So the only doors that are going to be closed, I'm going to ping them before you go in. Please give me a second. This door is closed. This door is closed. So
They're
the
locked?
door. Yes, they are locked.
Pull hammer time.
Hold. I'm going to have Criffcast Jr. listen at the door
Ah, okay.
Okay.
with a
Which door is he listening to? Just so I know.
the one that
The one that you're by.
I'm by. Yes.
So Criffcast Jr. Can perception. 15. We'll go with 15. So Criffcast Jr. can absolutely hear inside. Inside he hears voices of 4 people. One of them is a male voice. The other 3 are female. One of the female voices is clucking as she grumbles that the number of books that she has to shelve is monumental, and if the godforsaken mayor does not stop taking these things out and putting them all over his room, she will strangle this man. The other 2, however, sound significantly politer. And they and the mayor appear to be discussing town business. The older sounding female, she sounds like she's like grandmother, so think your grandmother, I guess. Somebody's grandmother. She said she's mentioning that while the business in town is good, she's really concerned because a lot of the people here are sheep herders and there's no longer any work for them, so it's a little bit hard to maintain that. The younger sounding woman is talking about how despite that, they've been making some real progress on building some bridges across their non-existent river/pond, and that they think that they might be able to start bringing in lumber from the forest on that side, which you guys can't see. And that might also help them. So she's suggesting that all those sheep herders should really learn to become lumberjacks. The male voice sounds extremely bored when he kind of says, "You guys do what you gotta do. Not my problem. As long as you don't touch, as long as nobody bothers the sheep, I don't care what happens." That's what they're talking about. That's what
Cool.
he hears.
Uh-huh.
Do you relay it to everybody else?
I will relate in detail to Krat and Krivkash Prime.
Lumberjack. What the
and-
hell is he
My
talking
God.
about?
And by vague ideas to the other three, because that's all the telepathy can transmit. Of
Okay.
Who's down with me pole hammering the door?
Krat?
Yeah.
Just saying. Test truck is still flashing like a disco paladin. Goes to the door, and we can slam in our respective doors at the same
All
time
right.
if you want.
I'm going to
Are we going to
step-
roll initiative?
Let's not a battle yet, so don't
Okay,
roll initiative.
then-
But do roll for whatever it takes to bang down a door.
Krat can probably do that just by fiat.
I do
Yeah.
believe both of you successfully knocked down your particular doors. There's a loud boom ×2, and it appears that the party is beginning to storm into the council chambers,
Except for Robert.
except for Robert.
Okay, still flashing like a light bulb. I crash down the door. I stomp into the room and demand loudly, "Okay, everyone, now what the hell is going on?"
I demand loudly, I demand you reinstate the legality of mutton.
Oh,
Those are some
okay.
big words for Krat.
Great job, Krat. I'm proud of you. Okay.
He's been studying.
The three
I
women.
give Krat a pat on his back because he was a good boy. And read his books.
So the three females in the room, two of whom appear to be potentially council members, like they're dressed nicely, so they appear to be either like nobility or at least they're definitely not your average peasant. And the aforementioned librarian or soul, they freak out. They run to the nearest wall. They hunker down and like they cover their heads because they think that the trouble is here.
I mean, they're not wrong.
They're not. There's something unusual. Actually, damn it. The mayor continues to stand exactly where he is, looking at the newcomers. He doesn't appear to be terribly. He doesn't appear to be terribly afraid. His eyes are glowing red. He has got a staff he's holding in his hands. I realize the guy doesn't have one in the picture. And the first words out of his mouth are, "And who the fuck might you be?"
We're your new gods. Bow before us.
We represent the mutton-eating authorities of West Northampton, and we are here to make sure that mutton is still legal.
The mayor gives you the mayor looks at you, shrugs, and says, "What kind of idiots are you?"
Okay,
Now
I
do we roll
take
for
another
initiative?
step.
The loud kind.
I take another step forward and I yell at this guy, "Your sheep are not normal. Your aura is evil. Explain yourself or suffer."
Can I try to intimidate him?
Yeah, I'm trying to intimidate him.
I open my mouth to yell at him, but I accidentally fart instead. It's very long and loud.
The rest of your party has to close their noses for a minute in order to survive the onslaught.
Make them
Poor
roll
Krivkash
Constitution
Jr.
saving throws.
Oh, come on.
I am
Poor
not.
Krivkash Jr.
Ugh.
He has very acute smell.
The mayor is not even remotely intimidated by this behavior. He is actually annoyed that you've barged into a council members meeting, that you are not supposed to be here. He's a little pissed at his guards for letting you through. doesn't know that one of them thinks you're God. And he doesn't really think much about Tesha's like light show. Can I call it a light show?
Kind of light show, yes.
Yeah. He's not really impressed by the light show. Um and then he says, it's really none of your business how we run this town. You're clearly adventurers. You clearly don't live here. I don't think your opinion has any value. Get out.
Can I throw a hand axe at him?
And
That sounds like a threat. I shoot him in the face with this bow.
So would you like to
Yes.
fight the mayor?
Yes.
All
I shot
right.
him in the face with a bow.
So why don't we roll initiative for fighting a mayor?
okay. Can I-
Hang on.
Okay, I'm kind of confused. I would have wanted to press that guy a little bit, but okay, it's no problem.
Your friends decided to shoot at him, so to be fair,
Yeah.
there's not much I can do about that.
Well, it would have been only 3 more steps until Teshbrock would have attacked him. Chaotic good. So
You can still talk to him maybe during this whole thing. While we're up.
Yep.
You can quip at him.
okay, and why? Good. Well, that's a bit. I can hardly talk to this guy as the crossbow bolt flies at his face. So
Talk to him first, maybe then throw crossbows.
okay.
With...
And how do you explain the obvious control and manipulation of the guards and of the town guards and the barkeeper?
We have to keep ourselves safe somehow. This town used to be nothing before I came here. Me and my compatriots. Now it's a thriving little Now it's a thriving little town. People are happy. Most everybody has a job. I've made things better.
Okay, Teshbrock not impressed.
And everybody out there is terrified.
Sometimes you have to
me.
Sometimes you have to use a little fear to get what you need. Overall, they're happier than they were when I got here.
All right. Well, look here. See, I need mutton, and you're standing in my way of that. So let me use a little fear to get what I need. Now we attack him.
Sorry, I'm a little bit talkative. So he was talking about little fear and stuff, and I counter with, and what about chaining their minds and forcing them to believe or something?
That's none of your business. How I run my town is between me and my council members, and as you can see, they're fine. So yeah, let me
We're
do what I.
adventurers.
The
We
people
make
should
things
not be
not.
afraid of the government. The government should be afraid of its people. And
Says
How-
who?
says
This isn't a
my
democracy.
polehammer.
How
We're
you chain
adventurers.
their minds is my business.
We're adventurers. Sticking our nose into other people's business is our business.
Is that the
Murdering.
you're chuckling right there?
To be
Murdering
completely
annoying
honest,
niggas is my business.
that mind stuff that tickles all the buttons of Teshbrock's tenets. So yeah,
This is actually very much in Krat's personality to want to kill the mayor right now, as according to his backstory and his character sheet. So he's about ready to swing his polehammer.
Well, it's Robert's turn first, so if you guys are ready to start swinging your appropriately flavored
his
weapon,
first shot.
Robert.
Robert already shot his first shot, which did 8 piercing, because I'm assuming he's less than 20 to hit.
Oh, sorry, Robert. I did not see that.
That was
yeah.
before we rolled initiative, and then I'm going to roll my second shot because he gets 2, because he's awesome like that. So 18, does that hit? If so, he gets. Oh, actually, he doesn't get the sneak attack. Taking minus 6
Okay.
off that.
So 16
So-
total.
18 damage. 18 damage.
So, okay. Give me 1 sec. You do, in fact, do 18 damage. It looks like you shoot the guy.
16
shoot-
damage.
Apologies.
Because it's minus 6 from this. This sneak only adds 6. It's 10 plus 8.
Ah, so it is 18.
Yes. Jesus Christ, hell.
Well,
Okay.
one says 8, the other says 8, and 8 plus 8 is 16.
So
So 16 and 8 for me. And my sneak attack is 1d6. I rolled a 6 this time.
Okay. Rather than arguing, so you shoot the mayor twice. Both shots
Doing
hit.
8, the other time I'm doing 18. So that's 26 damage total.
So you shoot the mayor twice. Both shots hit. One shot lands in his right shoulder, and it's bleeding now. This is clearly not happy. He is left-handed, however, so he's not supremely concerned about that.
It's more concerned by
The
his
other
blood.
There's a lot of blood, yeah. The other one lands in his right leg. That one doesn't hurt him as much as the first one, but it's still very uncomfortable. And if he wasn't angry before, which he was, he's even angrier now.
Well, she's gonna taste good on a slice of bread.
Is there anything else you'd like to do, Robert?
No, Robert's quite happy. He just shot
Robert,
the mayor.
yes, he did. All right. Crash, do you want to utilize those orc skills you're known for?
The fact that the mayor's not dead means he's a demon, so
I'm figuring out distances.
Uh-oh.
I'm extremely concerned right now as a player. As a player, I am very deeply concerned.
Sure, gonna move over here.
Okay.
And let's throw a couple of hand axes.
Okay.
First one. Or hand hammer, sorry.
So you most definitively hit for 9.
And then my second one.
Also definitively hits for 7. So you throw the hand axes. They fly. One of them hits his arm and leaves this giant gash. The other one almost hits his arm, but then kind of bounces off a little bit. So the gash is now actually on his chest.
Hand hammers, not axes.
Sorry, hand hammers. Okay, anything else? Are you good?
I'm good.
Okay. So at this point, the mayor realizes that he's absolutely not going to be able to, he's not going to, sorry, 1 sec. Okay, he clearly can't stand against you. He's not that powerful. So he presses a button on somewhere on his desk and then disappears into what appears to be the wall.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's murder everybody else in here.
Hang on. There's more. So
But wait,
but
there's
wait.
more.
Okay. As he disappears, you hear a crash somewhere right here, as though something has fallen on the other side of the door, and you see a giant boulder there. Okay, that's thing 1 that happens. It's gonna be a very short battle. And then thing 2, you notice that the 2 council members, I am gonna ping them really quick. Maybe. No, I'm not. I lied. The 2 council members seem to be standing there and almost like shaking their heads as though waking up from a bad dream.
Okay.
What do you do?
Like a good paladin that's chaotic Good. I vault over the table and crash shoulder first into the wall there where the mayor disappeared through.
Okay, you do that, and you discover an empty room. Or you discover a room. It's not really empty. You discover a small room. There appears to be an exit off this little tiny room, even though I haven't drawn it successfully. There's a
Mm.
cauldron in the room, and I'm actually gonna stop our turn order so everybody can go do what they want to do for a second. The turn order has disappeared.
But
Um,
in rage.
there's a cauldron that's boiling. You're not sure what's inside, but it looks to be orange or yellow. There is a bookshelf on the far corner that appears to be filled with books and relics of various sorts. There's this sort of magical energy emanating from the bookshelf, so that might feel uncomfortable if you're particularly attuned to things of magic. You also hear crying from the two council people, and the librarian is still huddling in a corner, still utterly terrified.
Robert steals all the relics from the shelf.
It's very difficult to take the relics from the shelf. It's almost as if they're bound in place. I am not 100% sure what on your spell sheet or what on your sheet might be useful for rolling, but let me look. I would say probably Arcana. I don't know.
Let's try it. Magic. Magic.
Definitely not.
That's how Robert makes his things with magic. So he is
That's
of course
perfectly
really
fine.
skilled.
Ah, I got a good roll. So you see, Robert, it's clearly bound to the shelves and nailed down there. So what you got to do is you got to find a hammer, use the back end to pull up the nails holding things to the shelves. Jesus Christ, man.
Did I borrow your hammer?
Yes, here, take my pole hammer.
I grab his pole hammer and start prying up the shelf.
While you're trying to pry up this magically bound shelf, one of the council women stands up, and looks over at Crash. Hang on. Sir, are you adventurers? We need your help. We will pay you money to stop that man and his golem.
At the sound of payment, my ears perk up, and I go, will you let us throw you?
She was talking to
There.
Crash, not Krat, but okay.
Crash was
I
like,
suppose you were here.
Golem? I don't recall hearing anything about a golem.
The councilwoman nods. We've known for a long time, but the golem is nigh unstoppable, so we didn't think there was anything to be done. It's a monster. It's horrifying, and the mayor keeps it on a tight leash.
Okay. Where is the door?
Where's the door to what?
Yeah, you said there was a door to the outside that you didn't draw.
So yeah, the door would be right here, and he would basically go here, then here, and then run out here. So he basically ran out the back door.
Okay, is there a window?
There are apparently no windows in this house. Don't ask me why that happened, but there are no windows in this house.
Okay, good. I'm running after that guy.
Okay? Just by your lonesome?
Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty much. And as I run
Oh,
out of
dear.
the house, I yell loudly, "Come back and be purged!"
Necromancy. Okay, so you run out. So you guys just run out the door. Except Krat, who's been forgotten. As you, well, I'll wait for you to exit, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crash?
Slowly and politely. Where is he going?
Yeah, there you go. Krat may have gotten lost.
Oakheart is navigationally
Crap!
challenged.
Oh, we're over here.
All right. So as you exit the door or exit outside and through the gate, you see that there is a ginormous creature standing in the front lawn. Back lawn, actually, I guess. I'm gonna share something with you guys.
Oh.
I don't know if that popped up. Feel free to click on the images. You suspect that the eight-legged creature might well be a golem. You suspect. Let me
Hey,
go.
it's Syriac.
What the fuck is this? Where did you find this?
So,
The
let me
Cyborg
tell
is
you a little bit.
Syriac. Yeah.
Let me tell you a little bit about this eight-legged wool-covered monster. It towers above even the tallest of the party's members. Its eyes flash yellow and red as though possessed. The ground underneath the beast is covered in noxious green smoke. The stench of it is nigh unbearable. The golem screams that it will kill them all.
Is it Amazon?
I'm sorry?
Is it Amazon? Is it going to kill them all? Huh.
I don't think there's a way for you to avoid battling this. Darius, you rolled Arcana. What would you like?
Oh, that was back when I was examining the shelves, but don't worry about it. We're past that.
Okay. You still can't steal the shit in there, just for the record, because I don't know what shit's there.
Fair enough.
Like, in case there was ever any question, I just don't know. Alright, so, do you guys want to ponder how do we take on this monster, or do you want to just go right ahead?
I think we should go on ahead.
Yeah.
Let's
We haven't
clear the
stopped to
water.
ponder anything else.
We re-roll
Yep.
initiative now.
Yes, if
think
you
it's
wouldn't mind.
obviously. Oh, come on!
Please.
Bad luck.
I'll just wait until you're done.
Wait, who's waiting until you're done?
That was
Griffcash with his
Griffcash.
5 initiative.
So, why is one of the pictures show a broken link?
I don't know, it's the golem. So the golem is a broken link. My apologies, I don't know why it doesn't like the golem.
Maybe it's because it's a golem.
Maybe. I would not be surprised if that's the reasoning for it, actually. Okay. Crash appears to be first. Would you like to swing at our
Fluffy, eight-legged friend.
Not really.
I would not.
Uh-huh.
This thing is 20 feet tall.
Correct. It's got at least 5 eyes from what I can see.
I can only move to here, and they don't really have anything for range. And you know what? I am going to hold an action to throw a hand hammer if he comes within 20 feet of me.
Okay. Fair enough.
He can't come through the door because he's too large. Let's just stay on this side and shoot him.
There are no walls. Remember? No walls. All
Well,
right.
he'll
We
just
have
climb
knuckles.
over the wall.
I'm sorry, I just skipped Darius. Darius, you were next. I
Yes,
clicked too many
yes.
times.
Don't. I am going to move. That's move. Okay. Going to move to this position. What would you say the sheep golem is made of? Is it made of inorganic materials?
In fact, the sheep golem looks like it might have been a giant sheep at one point in its life. It appears to be at least partially alive. You can see that it's mostly covered in wool. Its legs do appear to be made of a stony-like material. At least it looks gray to you. Its eyes do move around as though it can see. So, at least to
Okay.
some extent, this golem appears to have some organic and inorganic parts.
It's a cyborg sheep golem.
That is correct.
All right. In that case, I will.
And as Chestrak has pointed out, you are correct. There are multiple kneecaps.
I will shatter in its general direction.
Okay.
It should get disadvantage on this save because of its inorganic parts.
All right. Hang on just a sec.
Go ahead and link that spell.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this would be a Constitution save, so
Jack is a pretty fucking good spell.
it's Constitution.
Let me.
It's 3.
Are you able to link it?
Apparently not. Like, that one goes, but
Gesundheit.
this one doesn't. Give me
Okay.
a sec.
That's thaumaturgy.
Yeah, I know. I'm clicking it
So
for demonstration purposes. Let me just paste it.
okay.
Quite what I was expecting to highlight. I cannot highlight it. Never
Don't
mind.
worry about it. We will. So first of all, it did not successfully do a Constitution save. So at this point, it will take the entirety of 16 thunder damage. It is now there's like buzzes of electricity kind of I don't know, coming off of it a little bit as though it's been slightly electrocuted. Its eyes roll around a few times before focusing on you again. It did not appreciate that gesture at all.
Sweet. That's my action.
Okay, up next, Robert.
Silver.
Sorry, got distracted. Robert charges through the doors, and using his magnificent shooting skills, bam, bam.
Ooh.
The
Magnificent.
second attempt, he shoots himself in the toe. Luckily, it's a magical arrow and doesn't actually do any damage to him, but he does probably for hit with the
Luckily-
first one on a 15.
Luckily, that friendly fire turned off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does a 15 hit?
Um. So here's my little. I'm not telling. I'm telling you, I'm fudging it right now. So normally 17 would be hit, but I like the idea of piercing damage being a little scarier because this is a woolly golem. So the arrows that you threw, some of the arrows that you threw, get stuck in the golem's wool, poor little guy, and he still takes a little bit of damage.
So the baby's in a plastic bag now.
You might want to take the baby out of the plastic bag.
Oh, what?
Concern.
Get it out.
She got a shopping bag and she's walking around with it.
Yeah, better take care.
All right. Anything else, Robert? Are you good?
I'm good. That's his shooting. Robert just shoots shit.
He does a good job. All right, it's the
I wait to
golem's
see
turn.
how many attacks this thing gets.
So this thing has haste. I am going to butcher haste in a minute. Just so you all know. First of all, it moves a little bit, so it gets a little closer to you. All right. Second of all, it will
If it's moving within 20 feet, I get my held action first.
is it within 20 feet of you at this point? I think
It
so.
is.
Yes. So
Okay. So, should you do yours first or should I do mine first?
Usually the held action is first.
Okay. You hit for 8 damage. Since you threw great hand hammers, the hammers one of the hammers hits a kneecap, and the poor golem kind of one of its legs kind of drops down a little bit, like it doesn't want to quite stand on it anymore. If you ever seen a limping cat, this is a little bit what that's like, but more legs. And it takes a little bit of damage. I really should know how to math. Okay. All right, Golem's turn. So
If you
the
just type
first,
in minus 8, it'll actually subtract 8.
yeah, I guess I could have typed -8, but I can math. I swear I can math. So the golem does two things because he has haste. The first thing that he does is throw a spider-like spider web towards
Oh dear.
nobody he can't reach. Never mind. His reach is only 15 feet. All of you are too far away. And
No. Crash is within 15 feet because you take
Is
up
he?
that whole square,
Yep.
and diagonally is 5 foot only. It's
Yeah.
a big square.
Yeah.
Okay. So he throws. So give me a constant, or not? Give me a dexterity save.
Ouch.
I don't see your dexterity save yet.
Oh
No.
yeah.
Uh,
Extremely
Crash
dexterous.
dances around the spider web that comes his way. The web lands harmlessly behind him, absolutely unused. Crash appears to be even stronger than he was when he began.
Okay.
It's 21. He did a great job.
Just
Yeah, I hit it.
And then he's not gonna do any other actions because he can't bite anyone yet. All right, Krat.
Alrighty. I am going to throw all caution to the wind, as I always do. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is actually just enough to get in range. And I am raging, so I'm going to put that right on there. And now I'm going to use reckless attack. Wait, did we say we knew what this thing's AC was?
Do you want me just to tell you? Would that be appropriate?
No.
Okay,
Just
then no, you don't know.
describe it. Like, is it fluffy? Is it?
It's not fluffy.
17.
17. Jeez. That is very heavily armored. Okay. In that case, I'm going to not use Great Weapon Master, but I'm going to use my pole hammer. So.
Oh, that is a lot of dice.
That was supposed to be another D20. Sorry about that.
Try again.
Yep. Here we go.
Ooh,
17.
okay.
17 plus whatever your modifier is.
Yeah, 17
So,
plus 6.
You hit. You more than
So
hit.
23.
Yeah, so you hit him. The I'm assuming 5 is the radiant damage, 11 is the bludgeoning damage, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so the radiant damage totally hits. There's stars in its eyes. It's more than all confused, because it's a golem, and come on, they're not the smartest creatures you've ever met. The bludgeoning seems to be less effective because, again, wool. But it still does damage, so you still definitely hurt it a little bit. Minus 11. Okay.
Does this mean that fire damage is going to make it burst into flames?
I think you should try it.
I
think
don't
I
have any
might.
fire damage.
All right. And is there anything else you'd like to do? Pratt,
Sorry, I had to mute my microphone. No, everything. I'm fine. I'm good.
fine. All right. Test track.
Okay.
You are the smart one of this party. You've got this.
Is the mayor still here, or did he run away?
He's technically inside the golem.
Okay.
So
But
it's a
we don't see him.
Mecha?
Yeah, you don't see him. I moved without moving him because I can't. Sometimes it will not let me select multiple things.
Okay. Okay. Let me just check my spell. Nice. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Just, a sec. Okay. Because that thing is too far away for me, to get there in one turn. I'll move over here next to Darius, and then lob no. And then I use my bonus action
Okay.
to concentrate Searing Smite,
Okay.
like that. And with the next time you hit the creature with a melee weapon attack. Okay. No, okay. I'll leave that like that. So that's okay.
So Searing Smite means that the next time you hit, there'll be fire damage associated, or the next time
Fire-
any melee hits, or you melee hit.
Next time I melee hit,
Uh-huh.
I get bonus fire damage, and the enemy is set aflame.
Perfect. Okay, so we'll
Okay,
find out what
but-
happens next time on Dragon
Yes.
Ball Z.
Probably. Yes, exactly. But as I cannot reach that thing for the moment, I lob a javelin at.
Okay, do you want to throw a javelin?
Uh,
You have a javelin.
yes, I have a javelin.
Okay, just checking.
But no, I throw a hand axe. A javelin would have disadvantage because I'm too close.
Okay.
Hand axe 2060, so that thing is 25 away.
Yep.
But I probably missed.
Oh, if it's
Yeah.
so if it's the 2060 and if he's more than 20, you take disadvantage on the throw. The 20 you have up to 20 feet unencumbered. 20 to 60 is disadvantage.
Well, it's a 9, so I mean it's not gonna get worse than that, right?
Pretty much.
Okay, so we say that you throw the hand axe. It kind of lands in front of him, but doesn't really hit him in any way, unfortunately.
Okay. Just for the feeling, I yell loudly, "Fetch!"
In fact, the creature looks at the hand axe and is actually tempted to go grab it.
Okay.
So it's almost there might almost be the thought that it might be a playful creature under other circumstances.
I'm disappointed.
Well,
Okay.
let's smite the hell out of it. Yes.
Okay. Is that everything, Testrak, or is it?
That's pretty much everything. Yeah.
Okay. In that case, Krivkash, your turn. I see you
Good.
moved.
I will use my breath weapon on it.
Your what?
I can
Yeah.
breathe fire. I'm a
Okay,
dragon.
let's
He
breathe.
is a dragonborn.
Can I pet the dragonborn? All right.
Alter. Echt jetzt?
You breathe fire. It's a dex save. Hang on. Yeah, he totally saves himself from that one. Sorry. So you breathe fire and it just doesn't quite, I don't know, it doesn't quite make it or something. Oh, never mind.
It's
If
a
it
half
saves. So, 2 fire. So you hit him, a couple of sparks hit, one of them lands on the creature's bow. Yes, that's a bow at the top of its head. And you can kind of see a little bit of flame peeking out. It takes a little bit of damage, but it doesn't seem like it's quite upset about this.
Hmm.
I mean, you tried. It sort of worked.
Well,
Anything else, Krivkash?
No, I'm done.
Crash! Do your thing.
do your roar.
Okay.
He's like the scariest orc in our party, right? Like, I'm not missing that. He and Krat are the terrifying ones.
Crash is like full orc. I'm just half orc.
Right, so like, I expect lots of yelling and screaming.
That's racist.
What am I gonna do?
Crash is actually the more civilized one because Krat's just a barbarian. He breaks everything anyway.
Let's see.
Civilized orcs, isn't that a little bit of an oxymoron?
A bit, a bit.
Okay, I'm going to just swing my great hammer.
It's
All
like
right.
saying one is a little bit more infinite than infinite.
And before anything, since I can, I'm going to use a combat superiority dice for precision. So it gets added to the attack roll. So that's actually a 22 instead of a 16.
You absolutely hit with 12 bludgeoning damage. You destroy a second kneecap. So now it's kind of like now it's limping. Two of its 4 feet on the right side are no longer fully functional. It's kind of like dragging them along a little bit.
Hmm.
And because I'm Crash, I'm going to go ahead and action surge to take a second attack.
What?
And, yep, second hit with my great hammer.
You destroy a third kneecap. This one on the other side. Now that 3 of its 5 3
That's
of its 8 legs are useless. It kind of falls down a little bit. It doesn't look like it'll be getting up quite so quickly.
17 bludgeoning. Wow.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
and it goes through because they're kneecaps, which are not covered up like its woolly interiors.
Yeah, that was a max damage roll, non-crit.
That was great.
Yeah, you battered
That's because
battered that poor thing.
Yeah, it was great because it was a great hammer.
The creature now has PTSD about great hammers. Darius, what would you like to
All
do?
right. Well, if it's gonna be immobilized,
At least for a while,
then-
yes.
yes, then it's flaming sphere time.
All
Let's
right.
just
Not
get
burn an
one.
ally this time.
And as my bonus action, I will ram it into the sheep golem. Evidently, this is just a straight damage.
I'm going to
Give me
take
a
it as
sec.
straight damage. Unless you
Yeah,
want to.
I thought that because you're ramming it, thought it was damage.
Ah, okay, so it's a dex save against DC 14.
It is unsuccessful in saving itself. Therefore, you hit it with 8 fire damage. The 8 fire damage in of itself probably isn't terrifying, but now you've sort of set it on fire because wool is in fact flammable. This was news to me. So now you can kind of see that its wool is slowly starting to burn. So it's probably going to take a little bit of damage each turn as the wool kind of burns down. We'll go slowly, give it a chance to panic. And you can clearly see that it's beginning to panic.
And yes, at the end of its turn, it will also, if it is adjacent to the sphere, it will also have to remake that save.
We're gonna do it at the end of its turn or at the end of your turn?
Yes, at the end of its turn.
Alright, so it's got a few turns to go before we figure out if it takes even more damage. Yay!
Yes.
Yeah. Alright. Robert.
Robert's entirely sick of this shit, so he's going to shoot it in the nards.
Does it
Does it
have?
have them?
It doesn't help
Apparently.
because I just shot them.
Sleepy Kid, does it have nards? Or nads, or however they're pronounced?
Whether or not it does,
Wait, this is a
We-
female.
this is a female golem, so it's got a bow on its head.
So
But
internal nards.
so, somehow Robert manages to sneak an arrow underneath the creature, and then the arrow curves because that's apparently
Oh,
what
it's just
arrows
like Star
do.
Wars.
And because he did not go to the school of stormtrooper shooting, it lands well in its belly. It takes 17 damage from what I can tell. It goes, "Ay! Ow! Ee!" very dramatically and
They can't have
glares
any more
at
children.
Robert.
And now, using my bonus action to shoot my second shot, I'm going to shoot it in the left eye. Which left eye? It doesn't matter. It's all of the left eyes.
You poke one of its left eyes. Since there's several of them, it doesn't seem terribly affected, but yep, it's now down one left eye. I don't know how to put anything over that, so just know that it's down one left eye and it's got multiple left eyes. Poor thing.
There you go.
That's not quite.
Okay.
That's its
Yeah,
right
there you
eye.
go.
Well, if it's its right eye, we can do this. Let's see. There we go.
Aye. All right. Are you good, Robert? Have you destroyed enough of this poor creature?
Robert is quite happy with his massacring of it.
Cool. So
Eye
first,
patch.
the golem looks sad. It thought you were gonna play with it when you threw a hand axe at it, but clearly you are not playing. So now it's sad and a little depressed. It's also in a lot of pain. There's some fire going on, which is definitely uncomfortable. More than a little. So now it's getting kind of angry. So, it's still hasted, and if you're curious as to how it's hasted, the guy inside has a gem that's doing it, so I don't know that there's a way to easily get to it. Although poking it in the belly a bunch of times seemed reasonable. Anyway, it attacks. It goes after Crash first. It's got a 10 at a range of 10. It it can bite, so it's going to bite here. Let's see if it even makes it anywhere. Okay, it completely misses the whole biting thing. Like it tried, but again, spittle rather than actual biting.
Then I use a combat superiority dice to use my reaction to use a repost. I spin the dice and I attack him back.
Okay, do it.
Nice.
If I hit, I add the dice. Nope. Nope.
So you attempt to hit it. You pull out your great hammer, but then for some reason you just drop the great hammer, and that's sad. Aw, right. And then for its second action, since it can do one more, it attempts to bite Krat, who is also in its range. So we're gonna try again.
Does it have advantage on you, Krat?
Yeah, it does.
Why would it have advantage on
Because
Krat?
I used a reckless attack, which gives me advantage on attacking, but makes it so when he attacks on me to have advantage for
Okay,
that turn. So it does
that
have.
works. So with advantage, it does you 7 bludgeoning damage.
Is that before being reduced? I have rage, so physical attacks, piercing, slashing, and blunt all have half damage rounded down.
No, it's not before reduction. So after reduction, you take 3 damage.
All right.
And with that, the creature quietly says, "You know, I don't dislike you. Didn't dislike you guys all that much, but I do now." And you swear you can hear somebody inside the golem muttering angrily to themselves.
Is that
Oh my
the
god,
end of
it's a
its turn?
mecha golem.
Can I jump on it?
Silver is slow enough to
Well, it is your turn. Is jumping a valid possibility?
I don't know. That's GM call, I'd say.
As the golem's turn
Oh,
is
yeah.
over, and it is yet
yeah.
within range of the flaming sphere.
Oh,
Yep, and it does not succeed in its save, so it takes 10 damage. There we go. Alright, so now it's even more on fire. So there's a fiery, furry, cottony, woolly creature in front of you with 8 not fully functional legs and cute little eyes and ears.
And an eye patch.
And an eye patch.
so
This
can I
is-
jump on it? What would I roll, and would I still get to attack?
How about athletics for trying to jump on it? Because that seems reasonable. You'd have to be pretty athletic, but it is pretty stationary.
All right.
And sure, you can attack afterwards. Just know that you're gonna, if you do jump on it, you'll land in a bunch of wool, so it'll be harder to attack.
Wool that may be slightly on
So I'll
fire.
have-
Yeah,
I'll-
wool that may be
I'll
slightly
have-
on fire.
I'll have disadvantage on attacking then?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, in that case, I'm not going to jump on it. Because it has a pretty high armor class, so I'm just going to roar with rage and whack it with a pole hammer.
All right.
It was supposed to be advantage. Let me roll a second time.
Yes, please.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all.
Neither of those unfortunately hit.
Yep. Okay. In that case, I'm going to use. It has a range of 10 feet. You said.
Yeah, it can hit within 10 feet, so it's just got a long mouth.
So if I move backwards, it's going to get an attack of opportunity.
Yes, it should.
I'll just take it. I mean, not take it. I'll just stay. I'll just stay here. That's my turn.
Nice trick.
I'm currently thinking for a moment. Sorry. Okay.
Chance to think.
Just going over my my options. Me? Okay. Nice. Okay. Interesting. So I go closer. I get closer to that. A little bit
That's
of
really
distance.
close.
Okay. Yes, very close, but I don't have much range. So, and on the way, once I pass 10 feet, I do my channel divinity thing as a bonus action. So I gain advantage on attack rolls against it. And,
all right.
And before I start smacking, I say to it, we only want the mayor, and we will get him. And then I'll smack it with the warhammer and the searing smite.
All right.
So I get advantage. I do warhammering, yes.
Yeah,
And
you definitively hit.
And because I hit that.
Does the smite come in, or?
Yeah, the smite comes in. Oh. Well, weak. But that's with +2 damage and more fire.
You kill it with fire. It is a spider.
Kill it with very much.
So it.
Much fire.
So you definitely hit it with the bludgeoning damage. You smack it with your warhammer, really pretty hard. You can see little stars floating around its head at this point. It is able to save itself from the fire. Well, the Constitution.
No, it starts burning, but at the start of each of its turns.
Okay. So at this point, it is. I'm gonna subtract some points because I need to do that. Okay. So at this point, the creature looks like it's about 75-80% dead. Like, it's not in a good place. It's barely reacting to you guys. You've hit it enough times that it just kind of. It's kind of surrendered its will to live. So it crawls back a step, and you guys get your mayor.
Do we get attacks of opportunity against it?
You may, but it's not going to attack you again. So
Okay.
even if you get attacks of opportunity. Yeah. So there is the mayor. He's actually at this point. I'm going to replace him with something. Just give me 2 seconds. He looks. Whoopsie. Come on, flip. He doesn't look like a person anymore. He looks like a sheep. And he looks like a terrified sheep. Like he's cowering from you guys. What do you do? Murder is still very much an option.
Are we released from turn order?
Yes, you may do it. You may do what you want.
Nobody count them.
Nobody count them.
If we count him, we'll fall asleep. He'll get away.
Oh.
The sheep.
Nobody counts sheep. Okay. The sheep will have to keep that in mind for the next time it needs to do anything at all whatsoever. So let me turn off turn order. What do you guys do? You're welcome to attack it outside of turn order if you want. He's a mayor. He's the mayor. He's the guy you're after. He's not fighting you. He looks like he's gotten pretty beat up too.
I'm not yet going to dismiss my flaming.
I kind of want to know what his story is.
I'm
Okay.
looking very confused.
So the mayor says, "Look, me and my friends clearly are sheep. You've figured that out by now, right? Super intelligent sheep. Don't know how that happened. Strange gene in the family, I suppose. But anytime we go to town, any town we meet, it's all, hey, can I have your wool? And hey, would you play in the circus? And hey, would you jump through this flaming hoop of ours? So we have to defend ourselves somehow. We came here, we tried to defend ourselves. The townspeople wouldn't listen. And then I found this staff at the old mayor's place, and it let me, tell people what to do a little bit. And so here we are.
So you moved as a sort of race of sentient sheep into a human village, and expected them to not eat you. How dumb are you? Are you sure you're intelligent?
We are allowed to live
Why didn't
somewhere
you just
too.
find your own town?
Even the dummy.
There's grass everywhere.
Yeah, but
Even
if we want to live in houses, how are sheep supposed to build houses?
Very
You have
careful.
hooves.
They have what?
Do you have hooves? Do you want a polymorph spell? We can find a wizard. We've seen the wizard do the reverse. Why can't the wizard do the forward?
Wait, polymorph spell? Tell me more.
Well,
In
you
fact-
see, you're gonna have to pay us a lot more money first.
In fact, why don't
This seems like knowledge that you don't know, and knowledge is money.
I'm willing to pay.
Polymorph for the all-time low price of $19.95. Call now, and we'll throw in an epic set of steak knives. Actually, no, that's not good in the current company. Never mind.
And the mayor says, I would be willing to pay you money for this. In fact, I would be willing to make a deal with you guys to we might even leave the town alone if we're able to get us enough of the polymorph spell so that we could be human and go build our own town. I am tired of being called cotton wool.
Have you just a thing to consider? Have you thought of maybe using the golem to build a town?
I
It
wish,
has
but
limbs.
well, it's very tough to make a golem. This one particularly has all the attention span of a puppy, so it hasn't been particularly successful. So while I'm definitely trying, that hasn't been a long-term solution so far.
Did you know that one of the things that us artificers are taught to build, like from our creation really, is how to make artificial limbs? Why don't you just cut one of your legs off and become an artificer? Jesus Christ, not that hard.
That sounds like an interesting idea. I'd love to discuss it with you over some dinner.
Wait, did you say
oh
dinner?
Oh God, did you just
Did you
pick
say
on me?
dinner?
I kicked
He is not
Kras.
dinner.
I kicked Kras.
No, the Mia just hit on me as a sheep. That's not okay. I call stranger danger. Stranger danger. I fire and shoot him in the face.
That's rich coming from you.
Well, we did have a
Everyone's
one in polymorph, but my brother is a moron and he broke it in
Stranger
half.
danger.
At 11, you do not hit.
No. Well, it's actually 9. But
Yeah.
9, sorry. Even better, you still don't hit.
stranger danger.
And honestly, guys, that was pretty much the end of the one shot. You either talk him out of it or you.
No.
Okay.
Just
no.
keep going. Just
Crap,
keep talking
didn't
to
get
sheep.
throw anyone.
Throw the sheep.
What?
Crap,
the
is it
sheep.
when you throw the sheep.
Go ahead, throw the sheep. Run
the
an
town.
athletics check.
Okay, I still have a couple. Actually still have one rage now, so I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use rage, and then I'm going to throw the sheep with an athletics check, right? But because
Okay.
I'm raging, I get advantage.
Go ahead.
A bit, honey.
24. The sheep flies. Woof! The sheep is so far away you will be chasing after it. Ow! It screams from a distance. You fucking jerk!
80
How
feet.
dare you!
This isn't over.
Sayonara, sheepy.
The golem looks like it wants to play with you. Can you throw me? It asks.
I can try. I guess I probably have a normal roll on that, don't I?
Probably. He's kind
I'm
of
going
big.
to help. I'm going to help.
Does everybody else want to help out in throwing
I'll
the
help
sheep?
with my mage hand. It can only lift
You have proficiency on athletics?
it can only lift 10 pounds, but I'll help.
It's
Hold
5
on,
pounds.
Hold on, I
It's a
have
Well,
five
it
something.
pound
doesn't, it
hand.
doesn't
No,
really
it's
matter
10.
if you help, though,
Is it 10? Oh,
because
shit, they doubled it.
it doesn't matter how many advantages we have. If there's even one disadvantage, which there is, then it's just a normal roll. So
How
let's see if
about
we can throw.
how about the GM lets you have advantage?
Oh, okay. Well, that's good because I only got a 12.
Oh, try again. 14.
I'm gonna say it's too big for that, especially if it's 20
Oh.
feet tall.
It's a sad, sad golem now.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
well,
over it.
I
It took
want
its
to try
eyes and
as
its ability
well.
to have children, so
Yeah. So
I don't
I
think
want
Well-
to
golems
try
really-
as well.
okay, go for it. Ooh,
Anna!
that's better.
Hold on. Hold on.
Hey, next
Hold
one will
on.
be 18.
Hold
Next
on.
one will be 18.
you know what? Fuck it. I roll to seduce the golem.
Crash can throw the golem if Robert has persuaded the golem that it's okay for Crash to touch
No.
him.
No. That was Robert seducing the golem.
The golem is feeling a bit seduced. You can see little hearts in its eyes as it looks at Robert.
Oh god. It's
Will you be
anime
my
D&D.
friend?
uh.
You're the one that tried to seduce it, man.